I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Laura, you cut off an hour early. Why are you an hour late? Well, the answer is because the universe hates this game and has decided that it does not want me to finish playing it. It wants this run to last forever. So, I went to go lay down. I'm feeling a little bit better, thank you for asking. I went to go lay down. It's the first thing I did. And I managed a good about 20-minute nap. But my own breathing was waking me up. Which, by the way, I know we're a small club, but if you relate to that, hashtag relatable. So, that didn't work out super great. So I decided to get a little bit of work done, just really small amount, and then I tried again. Managed to get down for about another 20 minutes or so. And my mother texted me, that woke me up. It's like, okay. Sure, I can live with that. And immediately after that, like, okay, that's done. You know what? Since I've got a little bit of time before I have to start stream again, I'm going to go ahead and indulge in something. So I decided to indulge in something. That took a little longer than it should have. Once that was done, you know, that's more time wasted. It was about time to get started to stream. Cool. But then, had an issue. Child-related. Had to go deal with that. That took a few minutes. Once that was done, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. Everything's done. I've eaten lunch. I've cleaned up. And I get to sit down, about ready to hit stream, and my niece comes downstairs. My middle niece this time. Now, I'm not one to complain about my middle niece being in my life, obviously, and I will never tell her anything otherwise. She is always welcome, and she's never a bother. But it really is funny, from my perspective, how, I think that's what, 5 or 6 things in a row, all conspired to make sure that this stream started as late as possible. And only one of those was me trying to lay down and get some freaking sleep. So without further ado, let's do this quest.
Never mind.
Step forward. Scan is clear. One moment.
I doubt it, Cauldron.
Attention all. I am declaring a code yellow. All sections are now on lockdown. Senior staff, protocol Delta. Use out. There. Be right with you.
Ethan Hughes, Chief of Security.
Hi.
If you'll follow me, I'll show you to the director.
All right. What's with all the security?
We're a small research station in the middle of nowhere. Pirates eat places like these for lunch. It is my job to make sure that we are not on the menu.
Okay, let's go.
We'll take the back way up. Here, you can see our lovely storage area. Don't touch anything.
Okay.
So,
What's up?
Nishina was built for...
What?
What the? Easy! Easy! What the hell was that?
You tell me.
1 minute, you're following me, and then you're just gone. Minute later, you pop in out of nowhere looking like you were in the middle of a fight.
Yes, thank you for narrating the thing I just did, game. Please stop repeating things.
But there's nothing here. I should have never let you inside. What is this? Some kind of stealth tech? Who are you working for?
You're not... If I had stealth tech, I wouldn't be arguing with you in the hallway.
Look, I don't know what's going on. Let's get you to the director. Maybe she can figure this out. Come on, this way.
That's a good point. Stealth doesn't work in this setting. Yeah, okay.
Who's there? Oh, thank God. Finally, someone came. The distress signal. You picked up the distress signal, right?
Yes, I got your distress signal.
It's been so long. I'm out of food, out of water. But I made it. Wait. How did you get in here?
Hughes was taking me to see... Yeah, I'm shifting through through realities.
What? What are you talking about?
Listen. Have you ever played Titanfall 2?
No. This doesn't make any sense. Unless... the accident. Maybe this is a side effect of the accident. If the probe is still feeding power to the distortion, then...
Okay, got it.
Right. We were studying a gravitational distortion. 3 months ago, I was calibrating an experiment in our high-energy research lab. There was an accident. An explosion. It caused a gas leak. Sparked a fire. I was trapped in the control room. There was nothing I could do.
I'm Melkor Blade.
They're all dead.
Melkor Blade. So you were experimenting on an artifact.
An artifact? You mean the metallic
Disappear! We should! Wait, let's go. This way. Alright, we're on our way up. Hughes out. I was just filling in the director. Let's keep moving.
Yes, I'm reminded of Farscape now.
The director's office is on the second floor, end of the hall. You can't miss it.
All right. Credit where credit is due. You got an interesting concept here, game. Maybe this will actually be a good quest. Like, that's... It's a nice setup for a quest. Let's put it that way. Let's see how they actually stick the landing, shall we? For the record, I like Titanfall 2 in general quite a bit. And...
This way.
And I love that mission.
Come in. Kaya Patel, Research Director. And this is our Chief Scientist, Maria Hughes. Ethan said you disappeared right in front of him. Twice now? 3 times?
Director, you can't be taking this seriously. Look, I don't know who you are or what you're doing here, but there has to be a rational explanation for all of this.
Yeah, I am shifting. I also already know about your experiment.
What does our research have to do with this?
No, it's fine. Let's start there. This facility and the research level 2 kilometers beneath us were built to study a gravitational distortion. 3 months ago, our chief engineer was calibrating an experimental probe when something went wrong.
We still don't know what happened. There was a series of explosions, and somehow it's still running.
Yes, your probe is feeding power to the distortion.
That would make sense. That's why the field strength keeps increasing. We have a control unit for the probe. After the accident, I tried to use it to shut down the system, but the kill switch isn't responding. We could shut it off manually, but the entire research level is locked down. We can't even get down there.
So, just so you know, this distortion is what we call an artifact.
An artifact?
Yes, they connect to the multiverses, other realities.
The multiverse? Other universes?
Yes.
And you have some connection with them then. Interesting. I wonder if that's why this is only affecting you.
What did you think it was?
We didn't know. That's why we were researching it. That is science, after all.
Right. So I'm the only one with any effect.
So far, no one else has reported anything unusual. Either it's your prior exposure to these artifacts, or perhaps simply the fact that you're an outsider here.
No, this isn't even like... At the moment, this is our 6th longest, Nero says. So yeah.
That is quite a claim. What makes you think that? Tell us about this other universe.
It is completely burned out. Raphael said there was a gas fire, and you are all dead.
Raphael? Raphael died in the accident. He...
Wait. Gas fire. Gas fire. The leak. Director, there was a hydrogen leak right after the accident. It was contained in a minute or two.
But if it hadn't been, it could well have caused an explosion.
Another universe, though. That's a lot to swallow.
So you say Raphael is dead here?
Presumed dead. As Maria said, the research level is still locked down, so we don't know exactly what happened.
If he survived, he could have ended the lockdown, but...
Is there some way to help him?
You mean this other Raphael? No. How could we possibly do that?
Raphael was a colleague and a friend. If there was some way to help him, I would. But it does seem unlikely.
So how about I go over to the other universe, punch a way out so he can escape? Like, do you have an escape ship? I feel like, I don't know. If I was playing D&D, this would quickly become my MSQ. Get alternate Raphael out of the hell he is currently in.
We're not sure.
Raphael was in the lab near the ventilation controls. He could have stopped it.
Maybe he did. Or died trying.
So, we have to find a way to stop this.
How? I told you the research level's locked down. We can't even use the damn elevator.
So, the elevator shaft still exists.
What?
Clever. In this other universe, Raphael survived. He made it back from the lab. So clearly his elevator works. Take it. And you might be able to shut down the experiment.
This is crazy.
But first, we have to do something about your shifting.
You mentioned a control unit?
We can't shut down the probe, but we might be able to adjust some of the other parameters. It's risky. We don't know what we're dealing with, but... All right. It's worth a try.
I don't even try to convince you.
Sounds like we have a plan.
I just radiate convincing rays now,
The
apparently.
control unit is in the fabrication lab next door.
About 2 quests ago, Nero says.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
Technically, it appears to be the main premise of the entire setting. In fact, I find something amusing now. Yep, nope, she is very dead. Did it shock me? No, I called it coming from quite a ways out. Why is all this crap here? It's been 3 months. Oh yeah, speaking of which, whoosh. Speaking of literally having magic. Reminder, I literally have magic. Oh god, probably Kira White Noise. Space magic is tight. Words. Earlier in this very stream, it was actually yesterday, I believe, I mentioned the idea that the game, the setting of Starfield has no central pillar to hinge the rest of the setting on. I have this really terrible feeling that the multiverse thing was intended to be that. And I stress the word intended to be because it has absolutely no presence or impact on any of the rest of the game at all. It's really rare that I will see something that is part of the MSQ that is so setting altering and yet so thoroughly ignored by everything else going on. There's one last thing I haven't told you guys that I'm aware of.
Oh, it's you. What happened? You disappeared, and the ceiling caved in, and I thought I'd finally lost it.
Yes, I met with the director. We have to shut down the probe.
What? How? Look, if you think things are bad up here, the research level is even worse. I barely made it out, and that was months ago. I don't understand any of this. If I hadn't seen you disappear with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. Okay. You're my ticket out of here. We'll do this your way. We can get out through the pantry. Here's the key. I'll back you up, I guess.
No, we'll get there, Grand 7. We'll get there. But yes, Lord Harrimont has an excellent example of a game whose central pillar is absolutely something you feel throughout the course of the game. Dragon Age Origins. The Blight is felt basically everywhere.
Everybody out! Out of my way!
And yeah, the dragons in Skyrim. Skyrim's MSQ is not good, but at least it's actually part of the setting and is a setting impacting event. Not every quest acknowledges the barriers in Oblivion or the death of the Emperor in Oblivion, but at the same time, those portals are referenced and mentioned many times in many cases, and the events of the MSQ have knock-on effects on almost every other aspect of the setting. Shoot. Raphael? Crap. You know, honestly, Pastor Muppets, no.
Look at this. It's going to take hours to clear this out. Assuming the rest of the building doesn't come down on top of us.
This looks like a dead end. What will happen when I shut down the probe?
I'm not sure. It might stop whatever's happening to you. It's a reasonable theory, I guess.
All right, tell me about the accident.
I was in the lab, working on the frequency calibration for the probe. I was walking out of the control room when it happened. I heard the tanks rupture. The alarm sound. I only had a second to react. I jumped back into the control room. The doors sealed. I was safe. From the gas, the fire, everything. But I was trapped. There was nothing I could do to stop it. If I had gone the other way, maybe I could have made it to the ventilation controls. Killed the system. Even if it killed me. I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
Right. What are these creatures from?
They're a native species. We had an electric pulse field to keep them out. The fire took out the generators, damaged the foundation. They just keep coming.
So this looks like a dead end.
How should I know? You're the one who keeps winking in and out of existence. I just want to get out of here. Go do whatever you're going to do. I'll see if I can clear a path to the door.
Okay. But yeah, I think Junk Garage hit the nail on the head there. This feels like a completely different game.
What? Oh, it's you. You realize you just popped into my locked office. So much for security protocols.
Sorry.
What a day, huh?
No, Mr. Red.
Let me get the doors for you. And done. Is there anything else you need?
Are there any scorpions native to this planet?
Yes. Kataxi. Nasty things. The original survey team ran across them. You're welcome to read the old logs if you want. Here, I'll unlock the terminal for you.
Why is this a persuade check? You know, I need something to fight the
The
Kataxi.
Kataxi in the other universe. Uh-huh. Wow. I've got an experimental thing one of the engineers put together. But...
Like, what is this? I'm not going to mind control you to give me a gun to fight scorpions.
yeah, I hope so.
No, I won't. Don't worry. Oh my god, game. Really? Game?
I haven't agreed to any...
You know what? I give up.
Sorry,
It's okay. You need it more than I do. I literally have magic. It is Kira White Noise. And I think the thing I've been saying for about a week solid now is so demonstrated by that sentence. The MSQ is Space Skyrim, and the rest of the game is Space Fallout. And you might say, what's the difference between those two things? To which the answer is absolutely freaking everything. There's a wealth, a gap of difference in tone, in setting, in concepts, in availability, in structure, in style, in focus between Elder Scrolls and Fallout. And yeah, once again, everything in this game, the more I play this, the more I am firmly convinced that the central pillar of incorrectitude in this game boils down to the fact that it is not cohesive. That it is a mishmash of many ideas, some of which might work in a vacuum, many of which don't, and none of which fit together at all. I felt bad taking it from him, true to full. Well, I didn't push for it. I didn't want to mind control him for it.
What, did you get lost in the hallway?
Yeah, I was blocked in the other universe, sorry.
All right. This is the probe control unit. Most of these controls aren't responding. I'm going to very carefully adjust the settings I can. There's no way to tell what's about to happen. Pay attention and be ready for anything. I'll begin by adjusting the energy feed of the electron beam array. We're at 93 teravolts. Calibrating to 95, 97, 100. Nothing. Let's try the other way. 91, 89. What the? Okay. It looks safe to approach.
What about that looks safe to approach?
What in the world?
Spoken like a true scientist. Hey, there's floating plasma energy in the air. That looks safe to approach. We're fine. We're fine. I went down the romance as far as I could. I'm gonna have to chew on that. That is a good point, Sub-Zero. So let me jot down some negatives for romance. Romance, question mark. We'll circle back to that. Despite some of the irritations here, so far this is still probably one of my favorite quests in the game. I would say second favorite overall. That first Vanguard quest was just really hit the ground running.
It's a micro distortion. Flux pattern matches the distortion in the lab. This.
For God's sakes. You know a system in this game that sucks, that shouldn't suck? The injuries system. Because I have to go over here, see what I have, which is torn muscle, joint pain, and then I have to go back over here and find the item necessary for it. And a whole lot of quick and easy cross-referencing here would make this a lot easier. In fact, in a lot of games, what it'll do is it'll say, you have this injury. Would you like to use an item to fix this on the screen that indicates the injury? I know this because Fallout does that. Did it work? Holy crap, it actually worked. Never mind. I withdraw the complaint. No negative given.
Is just exposing it somehow.
I still prefer it in Fallout 3, but at least it is there.
Step into the distortion, please.
Okay, sure.
Nothing. No, hold on. There's a slight pattern change. Some kind of resonance. All right, stay there. Let me turn the feedback up for a moment. Calibrating to 90, 91. What happened? Are you all right?
It worked.
So the lower setting causes the distortions to manifest, and the higher causes you to shift. That seems promising. Keep it on the lower setting until you want to shift, and you should be able to avoid any more accidents. I'd give you my control unit, but it looks like you already have one from the other universe. Love to take a look at that when this is all over.
Yeah, okay, so time to shut this sucker down.
Right. If you can get down to the research level, you need to make your way to the high energy research lab. Disengage the power interlocks, then pull the emergency shutdown to stop the probe. That should finally put an end to all this. Oh, and before you go, the director wanted to speak with you. It really is just down the hall.
So, I know none of you care, so forgive me the indulgence. But ever since the apartment fiasco and I had to emergency move out, there's an indulgence I haven't been able to indulge in. That is tea. Like I said, one of the things I did during my lunch break today was I finally bothered to clear away a space and get my little tea maker set up. And so this is the first cup of tea I've had in about 6 months. Between the throat and the headache and, Starfield. I figured why not. Doubly funny because I'm probably going to move in about a month. Okay. Not yet, Luke. Oh God, what kind of tea is this? I don't remember. It's good tea. And why the move? To be continued. Hello, Walker. It's true. I don't have to make up the fact that I move a lot. We're working on it, Colgrim. We're working on giving this game a positive. We also avoided a negative because there's an interface feature I didn't even see because I'm apparently a blind idiot. Just clearing my inventory out a little bit here. We'll just do all the joke things here. Well, I do hope you join the proper fascist side, Colgrim. Gummy bugs? Xeno worst? There we go. That's better. I remember your last chili turned out really good, Euros. I hope you enjoy that. Okay. Now I'm doing all the drugs. Hello, Muja Anime Canal. I'm getting there. I feel like death. My throat hurts. I have a headache. I'm tired. Stressed. And I'm playing Starfield. But I'm doing the best I can. Thank you for asking. And you know what? I've got tea. The first time in 6... It's not actually more than 6 months, isn't it? How long has it been since June? Because that's when I moved. That is good tea, too. Ooh. Something I love to do, PD Kirch. Get those gallon Ziploc bags, you know, the freezer ones, freezer bags. Get it in there, lay it flat in the freezer, and it turns into like a brick of chili. Yep. Okay.
Well then, all set? If you need supplies, I've asked Dr. Barakova to take care of you. It's the least I can do after everything we've put you through. Before you go, there is one other thing we should discuss.
Is it that you're evil?
If this experiment is the cause of your shifting, when you shut it down, the shifting will stop. What happens then? To you and to us.
See you around Ocean Gaming. And lol, Darkrai. Yeah, Schrodinger's box, 2 potential states.
Exactly. And when you shut down the experiment, the probability function will collapse. You are the outside observer in the system. Whichever reality you are in, at that moment, is what will become real. For you and your universe, at least. The question is, which will you choose?
I'll decide that later.
If this were a choice between my life and Raphael's, I would ask you to save him. But as the director of the station, I am responsible for the lives of my staff. 30 people. People with families, careers, futures ahead of them. In this universe. You don't have to decide now. But when the time comes, please, keep them in mind. Now, it's time you are going. With the network offline, we can't shut down the security system on the research level, so you can expect some resistance. Be careful. Ethan, unlock the elevator lobby, please.
Ma'am, research level is still locked down.
I'm aware of that.
Alright. Done.
Good luck, dear. It's been a fascinating day.
So, the problem here is this is actually a fascinating situation that, unfortunately for them, has only one solution. See, let's talk this out. This is two parallel universes. One in which Raphael decided to sacrifice himself to save the team, and one in which he decided to save himself, killing everyone else. That's it. That's the distinction between the two. Cool. Here's the problem. Both of these universes already exist. This is a past tense problem. So there's no undoing that, there's no rewinding that. Ergo, because of the fact that we know both of these universes exist, all we're determining is which one we end up in, not which one you end up in. And yet that woman there, the director of research, seemed to imply that we were actually determining which one they would end up in. Which isn't how that works. At all. Ergo, the only choice is to decide to end up in the other universe. Why? Because this universe doesn't need us. The other one does, the one with Raphael, who is desperate and alone, running out of food and water in a place surrounded by hostiles. Y'all are fine here. Yet remember, this comes after the revelation of the multiverse and its relationship to the artifacts and our relationship to it. If she thought we would destroy the other universe, that's actually worse if you think about it. Now, of course, we all know that it's not actually her fault, but rather, the writer's fault for not understanding how any of these things work. So I will place the blame firmly on the writers for not comprehending what a multiverse is in a story in which they introduced that concept themselves just a couple of quests before this one, and I remind you, this is an MSQ. Now, unfortunately, my bed is being stolen by my adorable niece. Why would you steal me? I'm right here. What's up?
Well,
What are you showing me?
I got you more butterfly glitter.
Oh, thank you. Did you get them all? Did we get them all?
No. These are really sticky.
I know. That's because they're glitter. There, I'll put them on the Valentine's card you got me. There we go.
And I got some flowers too.
You got me some flowers? It's very sweet of you. Where did you get them from?
The headband. The
Oh,
unicorn.
okay.
I took them off of it,
I'm sorry.
but I liked it. I wanted to take it off.
Okay.
Take them off.
Now, baby bear.
I made a garden.
You did make a garden. Baby bear. Baby bear. You need to get... No. I need to get to work. Okay? Get to work. I'm sorry. I would love to play and tickle you mercilessly. Tickle. No, don't tickle me. Don't tickle me. Ugh. Oh, I'm alive. Wait, don't tickle hug me now.
Take a hug.
I need to get to work, okay?
I was tickle hugging.
What's yours?
You wouldn't die.
Please. Thank you for the glitter. What am I doing? Where did my niece go? Where did she go? She's truly hidden. I will never find my niece again. You know, oh my God, 040, you're right. You're right. What do you want to bet? That the writers of the MSQ weren't coordinating with each other. And so this quest chain was written and it was written kind of regardless of the rest of the quests. Oh my gosh.
A security lockdown is active. Emergency override controls are available on designated security terminals.
Now, I don't want to sound negative, because this is a cool quest. I don't know. What do you think it's coming from?
I don't know.
What happens if we touch it?
I don't know. Let's
Shh.
try touching it.
Okay, so we touched it. Now where are we? We're in a different place now.
And I see another sparkle.
There's so many sparkles here. It's so strange. Uh-oh. We activated the defenses. What do we do? Quick. Let's go back to the other dimension. There we go. Much better. See, now we're safe. Ignore the fact that the game still thinks we're in combat because of problems.
Ew, those stuff were yuck.
Oh yeah, look at all this.
Stuff are
It's all
yuck.
bug nests. Ugh. Bug nests are gross.
Yeah.
We should just get rid of all the bugs.
Or is the bugs?
Well, no, we can keep butterflies. Do you want to keep butterflies?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep butterflies. We'll get rid of all the other bugs.
Yeah, but I really like ladybugs too.
Okay. We'll keep the ladybugs then, just for you.
And the butterflies?
Okay, so we'll keep butterflies. We'll keep ladybugs. What else should we keep?
A dragonfly.
Okay, so dragonflies, ladybugs, and butterflies. Anything else?
Well, I really like. How about rainbow butterfly, rainbow ladybug? How about rainbow butterflies and rainbow ladybugs and
But aren't those just the same
rainbow
bugs?
dragonfly?
Okay. We'll keep all of those. We will keep bees. Bees are nice. Bees are our friends.
Yeah, they are. And bees sting people, so make sure you don't get too close to bees.
Don't worry. Bees only sting people under rare and specific circumstances. Now, wasps, we're getting rid of those. They're gone. Shh.
I'm gonna get rid of the other wasps.
You're gonna here, snap your finger like this. So put your fingers, put your thumb on your middle finger like this. Middle finger. Right here. Middle finger, like this, okay? And then push like this, okay? So.
All of them are gone now.
Yep, we got rid of all of them.
And let's keep the rainbow ladybugs and rainbow dragonflies and rainbow butterflies in the jar, so I can keep them. So we can keep them.
Well, I guess we'll keep them just for you, okay?
Okay. I really like.
Engaging the enemy.
What's your favorite? What's your most favorite color?
Rainbow.
I am unable.
Well, rainbow is a pattern, so that's your favorite pattern.
Oh, I'm sorry. In that case, my favorite color is white and black.
What's your most favorite one?
If I have to choose between white and black, I'll go with white and black. Ooh, there's a container of food. Look.
We can draw. Let's draw.
Okay.
What are you drawing?
I'm gonna draw a heart like this, and like this.
The
Oh,
heart.
oh! I dropped the pen. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I think we lost it.
Ah, it's okay. Let's use the computer instead. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we got here? Let's go ahead and override this.
I want to sit on your lap
Okay, come here. Hold on, hold on. Ready?
so I can fly.
You're always a flyer. Wait a minute.
Cheesecake, yum.
Yep, that is for a friend of mine's birthday today.
I know.
You know?
Mhm.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. How did you know that?
Because my girlfriend told me that.
Oh, okay.
Are my girlfriend's your friend too?
Nope, I destroy them.
They live on a different planet.
Of course. That's why I'm going to destroy the entire planet.
You don't have a spaceship.
Well, that's a good point. I don't. Oh, well. I guess I'll just have to go into the bug universe instead. Behold, bugs everywhere.
No.
What do we do?
The wasp.
What do we do? Okay, we're safe. No more bugs.
A security
What about
lockdown
the
is active.
rainbow ladybugs and rainbow
Emergency
butterflies
override controls
and
are
rainbow
available on
dragonflies?
designated
So we have to go back into the bug universe to save the good bugs?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go save the good bugs from the wasps. I just updated the security to not see me as a hostile. I literally just did this. Come on, game.
But what's that?
Wait, why am I putting a wasp set? Oh, God, wasps! Let's put them on fire.
Yeah.
Burn them. Burn them.
Burn, burn, burn.
Burn the wasps. Burn the wasps.
Wasps. If we burn, wasps can eat bugs. Can wasps?
Yes.
Wasps can eat beetles.
Huh?
Because if beetles snap you, then you'll get hurt.
Okay. So what you're saying is beetles can fight back against wasps?
Yeah, and the wasps are really strong.
They are.
And they can beat the beetles.
So-
So don't kill them.
No, these aren't beetles. These are wasps.
No,
See-
don't kill the beetles.
Don't worry. I won't kill any beetles, okay? Just for you.
Absolutely don't kill the wasps.
Why not?
Because they can win fights.
But they're beating me. They're trying to kill me.
But don't let them kill you then.
Oh, okay. That's what I was screwing up on. All right. I will stop letting the wasps kill me, okay?
But don't kill them.
Okay.
Alert.
Ow! We were flying.
Yep, we're pretty good at flying. Can we defeat robots? Is that okay?
No.
No robot killing. Okay.
I like robots. Beep boop bop.
Beep, boop, destroy, destroy.
Destroy stairs.
Stairs must be destroyed. To these stairs, beep, boop.
Destroy.
Wait, why are you destroying the stairs?
Because we can fly.
That's true. We don't need stairs where we're going.
We don't need stairs, so let's not go up the stairs.
Let's go down the stairs.
Let's not go down
Oh
the
no.
stairs
Uh-oh.
either.
There's a robot.
No.
We have to. Wait, hang on. Maybe we don't. Okay, there we go.
The robot's on fire. The
It's
robot's
okay.
gonna die.
It's okay. The robot stopped chasing us, so we're okay. And so is he.
The robot is out of batteries.
That's okay. He's not dead. He's just out of juice. He went, but
You mean batteries?
yes, he ran out of batteries. He was like, "Eh, powering down." Exactly, just like that. And we can't kill the bugs, so we won't.
The bugs. No, the beetles.
Yeah, no.
Except for the bugs.
No, it's okay. We won't kill any beetles or robots. We got this. Uh-oh.
Actually, don't kill any wasps.
Okay, I won't kill any wasps either. Oh my.
But kill beetles.
Okay,
Because
we'll get back to that.
beetles are mean.
Why are they so mean?
Because their pinching is really because they try to fight other beetles because they like fighting, and that's why they will think we're that's why you should put this beetle sunscreen on so the beetles won't pinch you. The beetles won't ever pinch you.
Okay, I have beetle sunscreen. The beetles will no longer pinch me.
Because they'll think you're a beetle.
Mm-hmm. That's good thinking, kiddo. Good idea.
I'm always in ideas.
Yes, you are always ideas. Good ideas too.
Yes.
Uh-oh, robot.
Jump. The robot I think the robot just wanted to be our friend.
Probably. He's a very lonely robot.
Yeah. We should let robots be our friend.
Okay, robots. So how do we befriend the robots? What do we give them to make them friendly?
How about a snack?
Okay, so what do robots eat?
They like eating like us, right?
Uh-huh. But what do they eat? Like, they don't eat the same kind of things, so what do they eat?
Maybe they I don't know what they eat.
Well, how about batteries?
They don't eat batteries.
Why not? They're hungry. They're so hungry.
How about we just get some juice?
Okay, so fuel. Why don't we give the robots some fuel, like oil? And that way, here, have some oil. He gave us a handshake. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I think he liked the oil.
Now let's get robot juice.
Well, now we're gonna have to find robot juice. So we gotta get down to the lab so we can make some robot juice, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's get down to the lab.
I am
We're
engaging.
boing. We jumped onto the ladder.
We're very good at that, aren't we?
Yeah. How do we jump up?
Well, we have a rocket pack. Do you see the rocket pack there? In our back?
Yeah.
So let's just go.
Touch the ceiling.
You want to touch the ceiling, but it's way up there.
Try that.
Yeah. I can't quite reach. Hang on. Maybe if I got a little bit higher. Here we go. Can I touch the ceiling now? Oh, there's a fan. How about now? Boop. Boop.
It's made out of tiny squares.
Boop. Boop. That's what we call a mesh or a grate bending.
Oh, don't you know I really like cheesecake?
You like cheesecake?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
Mm.
Here.
Mhm. Well, I know this much things.
You know 4 things?
No, I know this much.
How many? I can't see.
This much.
That's a lot of things. That's more than I know.
How many things do you know?
I don't know anything. You kidding me? I don't know nothing except that you are awesome.
And well, I know things about rainbows too.
Really? Tell me something about rainbows.
Well, did you know that sneaky leprechaun hides their pot of gold on the end of the rainbow?
Really? Why do they do that?
Because they're mean.
They're mean.
They are.
They're trying to get that frickin' thing away from us, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But we're good detectives.
We are very good detectives.
Yeah. And we're really good at finding things.
Well, yeah. We're explorers. That's what we do.
Well, I don't explore very much.
Why not?
Because tomorrow I really will have to go to ballerina class.
Well, you've been doing really good at ballerina dancing so far. So I think you got this.
Yeah, and I don't know what else ballerinas do.
Well, I know they dance, and I know they're awesome. It's very difficult to do. I'm not sure what else. I'm not really very well learned in ballerinas. Are you?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I never been in a ballerina class before.
I'm sure we could figure something out.
Well, when it's warmer outside, I'm gonna go to my first swim class so I can learn how to swim.
I'm looking forward to that. Are you gonna have fun with when you're swimming?
Yeah.
And you're gonna go sploosh, 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 sploosh. Wait a minute. Are you gonna find out you're secretly a mermaid?
I like mermaids, you know.
But if you were a mermaid, my goodness.
Well, I'm gonna pretend I'm a mermaid.
That's almost as fun.
In my mermaid costume.
Oh, I like your mermaid costume. It's very cool looking.
I sort of left it at my girlfriend's house.
Uh-oh. Time to destroy the entire world.
No.
Wait, why not? Why not?
Because everybody will die.
Oh, no. We can't do that. Okay, what do we do instead?
How about we just call them... How about we just call them and they'll bring their spaceship.
Oh, and they'll deliver it?
They won't deliver it.
Why not? Why not?
Because they make food for us sometimes.
Oh, of course.
And if they don't have their spaceship, they can't fly to Earth and send us food. And give us food.
That makes perfect sense.
Because
You are so smart.
I am.
Don't get a big head, but you are very smart.
I already have a big head.
Your head is so big. It's so big. Look at how big your head is.
I can't see my head.
Oh my God, it's getting even bigger. No! Don't worry. Riz.
I exploded.
It's okay, I can res you. Tickle reses, tickle res.
Zombie.
No, don't be a zombie. Don't be a zombie.
That was a zombie one.
Oh, okay.
Touch.
Ugh. I am now a zombie.
Zombie ran away.
Zombie.
Zombie is running away from
Gotcha.
the zombie.
I got you as a zombie.
I'm a zombie too, you know.
You're also a zombie?
Yeah, and zombies running away from zombie.
Why would a zombie run away from zombie? Your hair is ridiculous today. We
Yeah.
need to get you brushed. My goodness.
You didn't bring a brush down here.
Nope. No,
How about we destroy brushes?
that's right. All brushes everywhere are destroyed.
Not my girlfriend's
Okay,
brushes.
one brush is not destroyed.
My girlfriends have a lot of brushes.
Nope, just one.
My girlfriends have a lot of brushes.
Yes, it is, Evo. All right.
Okay, let's boopity boop the game.
What are you doing? Yeah.
I have wedgies.
Yes, you do. You need to adjust.
I'll sit on your bear.
No, not my bear. Oh, you mean
Okay.
my chair. Here, go ahead. If you can fit. Can you fit?
Always like swooping. Whoop.
Can you fit? I can't quite tell.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe not quite. Okay. Override lockdown.
Whoa.
No, you fell.
I like falling.
You do not. Don't lie to me. Wait a minute. You secretly a butterfly?
No.
Because butterflies like falling, don't they? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Careful, careful.
Oh, I thought that was a swing.
Uh-oh, robots are trying to kill us.
Robot, stop killing us.
We don't have any fuel to give them anymore. What do we do?
Juice.
Ah!
Juice, 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 juice. I gave them juice.
Oh, okay, we're safe. Oof. Thank goodness.
I just gave them juice. I just gave them juice.
It's okay. We're safe forever now.
Well, what about beetle? Kill the beetle. Wait, was that a wasp?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was a beetle.
It's okay.
Robot, please don't kill us.
The robot does not seem to be wanting to kill us. I think we're safer right now.
Yeah.
And yes, Dishonored is going to be part of the thief block.
The mean. Let's kill the mean robots. Not
Wait, we're allowed to kill robots now?
No.
Kill all the robots.
No. Only all the bad robots.
Kill all the bad people.
No. And bad robots too.
Wait. Hold on.
We have to kill bad robots.
She means Dishonored 2, Mr. Red.
How about we kill bad people and bad robots?
That's right. We're going to kill all the bad people.
And all the bad robots.
And all the bad... What about the beetles?
No beetle.
Okay, what about the wasps?
No wasp.
What if the wasps are like, yum, 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 yum?
If you put wasp sunscreen and beetle sunscreen, here's some wasp sunscreen.
Oh, thank you.
So, the beetles and the wasps will think you're a beetle and a wasp.
Perfect.
So, the beetles and wasps will like you. Hi, wasp. Hi, beetle.
Yep, they're just saying hi now.
Hi, wasp. Hi, beetle.
They're very friendly.
Oh, they are. Like they smell our smell. Looks like they smell our beetle and
Our
wasp
sunscreen.
sunscreen.
Uh-huh.
And
So, hold on.
so they want to be our friend now.
The game is giving me a
So-
choice
So do the
to
robots.
either shut down the experiment or hit the switches. Two problems. First, the quest log went away for that, so that's cool. So I don't have the trackers for it all of a sudden. But second of all, and more importantly, I don't know which choice does which.
Boop. I pushed the button. So
Okay, let's press the button. Let's see what happens.
I think your sunscreen is melting.
That's okay. It's because it's all the robots. Robots don't care about sunscreen. There's a third option? How the hell is there a third option?
I think the third option is for you to die.
Oh, okay. She's right, of course. I could die and put the game down right now.
Don't put the game down.
Oh, okay.
Just
Okay.
push another button
In fire.
so it will go good again. So,
Not quite, Evo. Not quite.
okay. I saw bad robots. I just saw bad robots, so... Oh, if you push all the buttons, then all robots will be bad.
Uh-oh. We don't want all the robots to be bad, do we?
No. We don't want all the robots to be bad. Huh? And I have 2 now.
Why did you lose the other one?
I only have 3.
You did it. You destroyed them.
No, I only
I
have
always
3.
knew.
I only have 3.
You destroyed the other ones. That's okay. I forgive you, because you're so cute.
Hold on.
Hang on. Hang on. There you go.
Big Bear, Uncle Agnes is working. Come back upstairs.
He was just playing with.
Okay, he's working. Come upstairs.
But I'm missing. But
Here,
Are
go.
you
Get your
working?
flower.
I'm missing another flower.
If I see it, I'll bring it up, okay? Okay? I'll look for it after work. Now go upstairs. Go upstairs.
I can't see it. I want to find it.
Baby bear. Well, now that we can kill everything.
I have anomalous sensor readings and no indicator signs indicate my sensors have detected.
That's a good question, Darkrai. The more harsh reality is that Necron probably won't even exist in RFF9.
Outgoing fire.
Necron doesn't really serve any purpose in the narrative. I know everyone's going to be like, nah, thematics, but no, not really. And all of the things that Necron does provide can be better provided by the actual villain of the game, which will be Nil, aka Garland. No, I get your line of thought almost immediately, I think, but please explain anyways, Darkrai, for the sake of sharing. Yeah, Necron is there for me to voice act. That's all Necron exists for. I really love how there were quest markers for these stupid things, and now there aren't. I still have this quest tracked, right? Oh my god, it untracked the quest. It untracked the quest. When and how did it untrack? Okay. I am just really that stupid today, apparently. Well, let's see what happens here, shall we? Shut down the experiment and select this reality. Okay, there's our options. Obviously, we are going to choose this reality for reasons I've already explained. Yes, we're just hopping between the timelines out. We also didn't kill anybody. We stayed true to our niece. My niece. No, I think it actually was me, in hindsight. I think what happened was I was trying to get it to do the thing, and I think I clicked that button right there. And you can tell there is a visual difference there. It's minute, but it's there, and I don't think I noticed. And I'm just not on my game today, so I think I just completely skipped it. You know, the funny thing is now the people left in the other timeline will not only never see us again, but that also applies to our crew in the other timeline, too. Not that it matters, because multiverse. That's one of the detriments of a multiverse. Nothing matters.
You're back. I wasn't sure if you were alive or if you were going to come back for me.
Dude.
I mean, not that I'm not grateful, but why? Why not stay in that other universe?
Thank you for understanding the significance of my choice. You needed help, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Uh-huh.
It's not much, but I scrounged up a few things you might still be able to use. You're welcome to anything else you find lying around, too. No one's going to miss it. And as for me, I owe you. You ever need an engineer, just say the word.
So yeah, go ahead, Entity.
Let's get off this damn rock.
Headache is actually doing better. Thank you for asking, Evo. Yes, Year of Hell was firmly Type 2. You know, honestly, Henson.
Let's get to your ship.
I think you're right, Trina 4. Which is even funnier, because the trolley problem is already stupid in its own right. Like, I hate the tea. Oh, the tea was so good. The tea was so good. Oh, I needed that. Okay, so I need... God, I cannot believe I didn't notice that earlier. I am so dumb. All right. So, I'm not saying I disagree with you, Ina Michelle, but I am saying that you're literally Hitler. Or, what I mean by that... Sorry. If I'm being honest, I kind of don't want to go into it because it's actually a fairly lengthy thing. But to summarize a little bit. One of the questions I was asked once is...
I'm so ready for this. Are you?
Is if I don't like multiverse stories, then why am I okay with Elseworlds? And the answer is that Elseworlds are not multiverse stories. They are alternate takes on a pre-existing story with really strong, firm dividing lines in between the universes. There is no crossover between the setting in which, in Star Wars, in which, you know, the events of Return of the Jedi happened, or the one in which, you know, Vader went on to become a part of the Rebel Alliance, right? Those are two completely divergent settings. I'm actually in favor of Elseworlds. I've liked the Elseworlds concept for a long time. Now, what does this have to do with Ina Misha's point? Ina Misha's point is a point I've heard many people make over the years as well, and it boils down to the same thing I just said. The less crossover there is between settings, the more people tend to be okay with it, because who cares what happens in the billions of other multiverses? All I care about is the one that happens in the one I care about, with the characters I care about, right? Sense make? Oh God, Primal D&B. Yeah, that is actually a valid point. Time Zero, Ross. Time Zero. Actually a pretty good example of one, too. Yeah, the L shape or the O shape or the donut shape are apparently very valid strategies in this game, which I thought about poking into, but I realized that at that point we're effectively glitching out the game. And so I wanted to see how bad it got. And since I have now seen how bad it gotten, you know, I'm kind of glad we went that route with it. So You find Raphael's notes on how to correctly shut down the experiment, not just the emergency center. Shut it the right way. It lets you pull Raphael back into the non-infested timeline. Interesting.
Did someone leave some food out before we left? Whoa. Got a minute to chat? Maybe a few minutes. Probably not hours, though. But no guarantees. This is amazing.
That's the one, Ross.
The unity. The multiverse. This is everything and more. Literally.
Yeah, you could say it's everything everywhere. All at once.
No kidding. Think of the dissertations. Boundless topics, no bounds. Except the books, they're bound. This explains so much, though. They're disorganized, petty, weird, and also deeply fascinating at the same time. Because they are just people. We never rule that out, but it feels so good to know we weren't fighting against robot alien ghost gods or something.
No, we're just fighting against people with magic superpowers.
True. We need to approach this critically and carefully. We can't just jump in. Or, I mean, we could, I guess. But it all comes back to this. We don't know what will happen if you enter the Unity. You might lose yourself or become a two-headed space shark. There are too many variables.
I don't figured you would have wanted to do that.
What? No. I just have to go back and forth about it for a while first, and then I'll be completely fine. Just part of my process. Of course, at the end of the day, it's your choice. But I will say this. Our entire purpose in Constellation is to explore. Why would we stop now?
All right. We got this.
I'm with you. I'm not going to hold you back. But if you know, become evil or whatever, I'm also not going to have your back.
That's even more confusing.
Take your time. I don't think the offer expires. And even if I decided to enter the Unity, I'd probably still be paralyzed by the choice of how. Do I take a small step or a giant leap? And figuratively, they're the same thing. On that note, there's something else I'd like to discuss with you, if you have time.
Sure.
It's not on the scale of entering the Unity, but it is tangentially related.
Okay. What's up?
Thanks. This has been swirling in my brain goo for a while now. So, I've been pondering over what's happened and what it all means. And I've got a favor to ask. A teensy-weensy favor. About the size of a plank length, really. I think it's time I joined you in the physics-bending powers business. See if one of those temples works for more than just you.
Let's do it then.
Marvelous. I'm glad you're as gung-ho about this as I am. As it so happens, I've already talked to Vladimir. Seems our eye in the sky is back up and running. He sent me the coordinates for the temple already. We just have to visit. Exploring the galaxy is hard work. Trust me, I know. But stop by sometime.
All right, this sounds like a personal quest, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, Raphael's like, can I go? Please. Come on. There you go. Oh no. It's the enemy. We good? Cool. To be clear, for the record, I get your point, Ina Michelle, though I really don't want to get into it. Is that okay? Can I just walk away from the topic? I guess you weren't addressing me at all, and I'm butting in on the conversation. I apologize. Mea culpa. I'm going to go butt into this android. And by android, I mean asteroid. Oh yeah, by the way, we can romance people and then abandon them to a new universe, which does not include them. It includes an alternate version of them. Maybe.
That's the temple. Irvin would have loved to see this.
I think...
Best thing about wearing a...
Hey, Captain. Can I talk with you for a bit?
We're getting you superpowers. What more do you want from me? I mean... How many of you have seen Into the Spider-Verse, the first one? The first Spider-Verse film.
Alien and human. A peculiar mixture of extraordinary and practical.
Remember what the villain's goal was in that film? You know, the villain of that film? Yeah, it was actually really pathetic to think about. It was honestly cruelly cathartic when they reacted to him, when they saw him.
So, this is it.
Oh, don't even remind me of the trash fire that is Doctor Strange 2. Hate that film. Oh, yeah. So I did a little looking. You know these little things? Did you know? I don't know if this is a bug or deliberate, but some of these just straight up do not count. Now, I've been assuming this whole time that I didn't get to them in time. But no. Apparently, people have reverse engineered the code, and some of them just don't count for ticking up the progress that you need in order to get the disk spinning up. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe it's padding. You be the judge.
It's way, way too cold. This is absurd. Take a break. Let's chat.
In all honesty, given the rest of the game, I would assume padding, right? Just it would be so easy to program it to just be like a dice roll or something, right? Yeah, did you notice that one I just got didn't work at all? I definitely got there in time. Does it also explain why earlier I had one of these, which it only took like 4 of these to get. But this one has already taken, what is it, 7, 8 now? For the record, there is a mod to speed this up, but getting mods working right now is kind of a pain, and honestly, I didn't even want to keep bothering. There we go. That is a good question, Melkor Blade. So, Barrett, I need you to get in here Barrett, Barrett, no, not me! Ah! Thank you, Primal D&B.
Let's talk. When you have time, of course.
Hello, universe. This is Barrett, returning your call.
What in the... Who in the... Whoa. Hello, handsome. You've got to be joking. Nope. Okay. Skipping the initial shock of it all. Agreed. Not worth it. Forming a hypothesis.
I was gonna say, yeah, you remember the derelict sequence? That was cool. They could do some really cool stuff. The fact that they have zero-G implemented, it makes me wonder if they implemented the system and they really wanted to do more with it and for whatever reason didn't. And so, didn't. And instead just put it into these puzzles. Okay, who's the evil clone?
You know, my captain asked the same thing. Different captain, though, so you aren't an exact facsimile. From my readings, you don't have your appendix, and you're a quarter of a centimeter taller than me. Minor differences, but fascinating. I wonder what else is different.
I like how one of the questions is, did you clone yourself? That's such a stupid question.
Molecular binary schism? Temporal twinning? Group hallucination? Don't forget the fluctuations in the energy patterns, which align almost deterministically. Harmonized vibrations, distorting some mechanical barrier between neighboring universes? Impossible to know with such a minute subset of readings. We need more data. Obviously.
So what do I call you, other Barrett?
I'll be Barrett Prime. Amundsen is fine. Usually the barrier between us is too thick to communicate much anyway. Amundsen? Now I know you're not me. Hey, one of us has to keep it classy.
Welcome aboard. Let's go have a threesome.
Whoa there. Sustaining this connection requires a lot of concentration. Is this permanent? You will eventually monitor the energy fluctuations and agree. But no, this is unusual. I could study this forever. Irvin told me to just enjoy it and collect data on the side for later. And I'm glad I did. Irvin? He's with you. He's... okay? By the tone of your voice, I'm gathering some things in our lives might be a bit different. Is he happy? Yes, he is. Our daughter pilots the ship after Vasco was destroyed. But otherwise, we've survived the war well.
War?
Going on 20 years now. But we're starting to turn the tide. Imagine all of the variations. It's endless.
Daughter?
Amazing. Sounds like you don't have a daughter here, I take it. No, we talked about it, but no. We named her after Aja, my mentor. She died in the crossfire between the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective decades ago. For me, Irvin died instead of Aja in that crossfire. She's best friends with Cora, and she's smart as hell. Of course she is.
Vasco?
Oh, man. I only hope the new one we're building is just as salty as the last one. I have so many questions. I wonder how many paths I've taken. We've taken. How many variations? How many ended with heartache and how many with joy? I think about that all the time. Wait. What's that noise? Starborn ship.
Wait, what happens if you die here, other Barrett?
What happens for any of us? I don't think it works that way, though. Maybe I'm just a construct or a memory. I don't know. But I don't feel pain. Good to know.
What?
We can handle this. On it.
Okay.
You lost one of the artifacts. Time and space fall.
Something happened. I can't hold on to you. I'm struggling. Being pulled through the barrier. This is probably it, friends. Amundsen, cherish every moment with them.
I already do, my friend. I promise.
So look, for the record, I am the same Barrett that came here with you. For sure. I think.
It sounds like something an evil Barrett would say.
Is the ship my secret lair, then? I guess? I would have preferred something with more seating. And maybe a fireplace. Something cozy. Oh well. Hey, at least I didn't pull an army of knees out of thin air, right? Imagine that.
Yeah, that would be Morrowind at that point.
True. How would I stand out in a crowd made entirely of myself anyway? Anyway, it's a relief, you know. I have this ability, this power. And I'm still just me. Just regular Barrett. And I already feel like it's subsiding. I no longer feel like I'm in a huge crowd.
Cool.
I thought so too. Other me, other Barrett, seemed like he was able to handle himself well in that fight. Anyway, we'll see. If the other me gets in the way, I can just release him or stop using the power entirely. For now, I just need to use this power a bit and digest what all has happened.
Okay.
It's pretty exhausting, really. So I might only do it when I feel like we could use backup. For now, anyway.
I have.
Heidi, what's the plan, Captain?
Yeah, we can tell they put that budget to good use. Oh yeah, Melkerblade, I need you to voice Barrett, okay? But here's the thing, I need you to do your lines like you're ordering something at the McDonald's.
Hey, So I'm really enjoying our time together. Thought you should know. It's been a long time since I worked with someone so closely. I didn't realize how much I missed it. And you haven't stopped me from looking into this stuff with Irvin either. So, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not going to flirt with you, though. My one true love died and is also my secret enemy.
See, that's what makes you a good captain in my book. You're supportive. On that note, I do have some news about Irvin's case. So, I wanted to let you know that I heard back from my contact, and I think you'll want to hear this.
All right.
They sent me a copy of some public records. It's interesting. There was a claim filed against Irvin accusing him of damaging their investments. Looks like Irvin didn't even enter a plea.
Who brought the case to court?
The Hephaestus Mining Corporation. And they also won the case.
What was the settlement?
Some of Irvin's paychecks were seized, as well as any assets that weren't under joint ownership. He wasn't even on the planet for the duration of the trial. I think they scared him off. Anyway, this mining corporation, Hephaestus, sued Irvin, claiming he irreparably damaged their mine. They said he killed the apex predators in the area around the mine, which led to herd creatures overeating the grasses. That caused the soils to release too many gases too fast, which cost Hephaestus a ton of money.
What?
It looks like they considered him a no-show and ruled against him. So anyway, according to the court documents, there was a witness for the defense, who was a no-show too. Then Hephaestus won by default. They tried to take his apartment, but because it's in my name too, they couldn't.
When did the witness show up?
They withdrew their testimony the morning of the trial. Said they had a sincere change of heart.
Oh, so the mafia got to them.
That doesn't mean we can't do anything about it. And if nothing else, I just want to know more about what happened to Irvin. So here's what I was thinking. I can persuade my contact to keep digging a little bit more. I don't want to press our luck, so I'll just ask them to follow up on one thing. Should I tell them to investigate the company more or look into the witness instead?
Why are you asking me this? Also, here's some money. Do both, you idiot.
For that much money? They'll do it. You know, this investigation is time-consuming, but it's also pretty cathartic. And who knows? Maybe if we solve this case, it'll mean a better future for Gagarin. But that's thinking too far ahead. Anyway, Captain, thanks for checking in with me.
You're welcome. Speaking of someone who legitimately liked Jacob, too, yeah. No. No, Evo, I did not. I am too terrible to have noticed your question. Give me 1 second, please. No. All right, hit the stream breaks. Let's see what Evo asked. Hang on. No, let's see. Oh, you're asking about the rewrite question. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know. I don't know. I give up. You win. You're better than me. Bethesda, you're better than me. I cry uncle. I'll say whatever lie you want me to. As long as you don't make me have to rewrite this crap. And now you're killing me, Eva. Why? What did I do? One of the star powers is called solar flare. It's flame breath. I'm looking at a list. I'm curious if, if it's worth bothering to go get any individual ones. I also need to judge and review them just, from a kit perspective. So, hang on, let's save. Now that we're here. So we've got, let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. We've got anti-gravity field, which, makes someone go, huh. Personal atmosphere, which generates oxygen. Gravity wave, which is a stagger/knockdown, force push. Sense star suff, which is the detect life spell from like Morrowind, or Oblivion. Precognition. Now, I actually saw that one. That was kind of weird. Precognition allows you to, in dialogue, like when you mouse over a dialogue option, it allows you to see the dialogue, like what their response to that dialogue will be. Gravity dash. You know what that one is? Excuse me. Creator's Peace. Pacifies all enemies in an area and disarms them for duration. Solar Flare. That's the fire breath. Reactive Shield. It's a reactive shield. Alien Reanimation. Resurrects a dead alien to fight alongside you for the duration. Void Form. Become invisible. Oh yeah, I've heard from several people that Void Form is very helpful for the reunion quests. Parallel Self. That's the one he just used. It's a summon ad. Moon Form. Root yourself in place, increase resistance to all damages. Supernova. AoE damage. Elemental Pull. Yoink. Sunless Space. Frost Attack. Life Forced. Drain. Earthbound. Good game. Inner Demon. Force an enemy to confront their inner demons, creating a mirror image of themselves that attacks them. So that's another thing like that. Gravity Well. Pull everyone into a spot. Create vacuum. Remove the oxygen supply of an area. Phase Time. That's the slow. Or haste, if you prefer. Eternal Harvest. Regrows flora that's been harvested in an area around you. Particle Beam. Particle Beam. I might want that. Where do I get that? A lot of them, Darkrai. Which I'm not inherently against. But I will be honest, of that list, only one caught my attention. The dialogue one is interesting. That's actually kind of cool. And in a game with better written dialogue, I would probably beeline that. The precognition. Because that is a cool concept. Credit where credit is due. The O2 one, which I think we already have, also sounds like it would be utility useful. Oh. Oh. Hang on, Ross. So, I did not know this. I just went to look up the location of the temple in order to find that particle beam ability. Because why not? Let's try it out, right? It's randomized. Per playthrough, too, actually. So, in other words, each New Game Plus randomizes its location. Interesting. Yeah, that's mean. In a game with 1,000 planets, literally, that's mean. I hope that doesn't mean go find it. I hope that means, you know, get the artifact and go there. But I was hoping to skip a step and just go straight to it. Where's my positives? Here we go. Damn, it doesn't even say. It doesn't say which one they are. Oh God, the only way to find out is going to be to go and find them manually. I should mention there are 24 temples per playthrough.
On some planets, it takes a millennia for some cave form. Time to shine. Could do this all day long.
Well, I was going to go for particle beam. I plan to at least poke at New Game Plus. This is still a review, and I still want to do my job. How would I rewrite the MSQ? First, we get rid of the multiverse. Done. Okay. Okay. Oof. All right. Oh, you want me to do more? Okay. All right. The funny thing, I've actually said this several times, and my opinion on that has yet to change. I think this would be better if this was restricted to either one planet or one system. System's fine, but shrink the game considerably. Yeah, shrink the number of planets substantially. Actually, solar field kind of sounds cool to me. Maybe I'm weird. So that was Omicron. Okay. Is Iron Druid? How is your day going? That's what I was thinking as Mirastar. Like I said, squeeze it into one system. You know, we've got Aquila over there. We've got
Atlantis is the shining
Jemison
beacon of humanity these days.
and
so they
I
say.
can't remember the third planet. And really focus on those three planets and the three factions.
This place is a delightful relic,
Well,
tangled
the
up with hope,
two factions,
grit,
but
and
still.
science.
Hey, let's talk to Lips really quick.
Everyone seems more distant in the lodge. I guess that is to be expected. So, we finally have all the answers. And yet here I stand, feeling like I understand even less than I did before. This talk of the unity of a multiverse? Dead friends appearing again?
Well, it's not them.
It is all simply too much.
As Ina Misha pointed out, and as I didn't want to get into, they're not the same person. The problem is what the specific work of fiction does with that, which is what I really didn't want to get into. Because the problem is several works of fiction, especially bad fiction, don't understand the point that was just made. Listen, Lord Harrowmont. If Lord Harrowmont died, and I'm like, oh no, and I go and I find Lord Harrowmont 57 from another universe and pull him here, that's not Lord Harrowmont. It's a different person. And yet fiction has this really strong tendency to treat it as if it is the same person, as if they are functionally a replacement gopher for the original person. Now, good fiction will play with that concept. We actually already talked about that in Into the Spider-Verse. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 actually did a decent job of playing with that concept. But for the most part, all the fiction is like, oh, it's a totally same person. Yeah, as I say, we actually did talk about this in Cogent. We did, because this also comes up in Nier Automata. Yeah, fresh reminder. O'Brien's dead. Harry Kim is dead. So, point being, fiction has this problem with this concept. And as usual, it's not really the multiverse thing that bothers me. It's the writing. It's always the writing. Writing never changes.
Does it? Perhaps you find all this satisfactory, but I am afraid I do not. We must take the word of a murderer and follow him into the Unity? What if it does nothing the Starborn have claimed?
I believe them, Andreja, or whatever her name is.
How can you be so sure? They have thwarted us at every turn, and now they just...
You know what? I don't want to argue this.
If they would back down...
I don't care. I need your support, my one true love.
Of course I want to support all, even if everything... Look at who they are. Are you not at all worried?
Actually, yeah, I'm completely worried about that. Are you kidding me? You notice both the Starborn we've encountered are straight up sociopaths, right? Like, I don't know if that's just because they've been going through hundreds of multiverses, or, you know, it's literally a byproduct of alien powers. You'll notice they haven't answered where these powers come from yet, where the artifacts come from, where the temples come from. They talk about the creators. What the hell are the creators?
Now you sound like Sarah. But you are not wrong. I will do my best to assume the best, but you cannot blame me for preparing for the worst.
Blame.
We should get back to it.
Don't worry, I can't blame you after all. Oh, sorry. Flashlight in your eyes. I can't blame you. You're only human after all. Okay, what was I doing? Hey, Doralis, thank you as always for your support. Much appreciate. As a reminder, you can pick up to 3 things, not merely 1, if you would like to. I apologize for my voice. I'm currently trying out to be the Godfather, or possibly, I can't even think of his name from Red Dead Redemption 2. I just need a little bit more money, okay? You need to have faith. I know, God, I remember that trailer. Dutch.
I will be monitored.
What? All right.
Get this place. Home.
All right, I need everyone in chat to bury Stabby Keith in donuts, okay? Stabby Keith is mentally deranged, and we need to improve their mind in a way that fixes the derangement. I think donuts are a good way to do that. Want to hear something sad? When I was laying down trying to get a nap in to get rid of my headache, I had the thought that I really just wanted to play Oblivion for the second shift today. Not just because, play something else other than Starfield, but as a direct comparison, just to get a breath in, But no.
Never minded the solitude before, but chasing more ghosts than usual. Every noise seems to set the blood running.
Okay, that's great. Could you please talk to me now? Vladimir?
The spanner's torque is what the eye needs now.
Vladimir, why won't you talk to me?
Are you still playing that game?
I'm not even, close to done.
At what point do you get to the I give up?
Well, usually I don't get to that point. I pride myself on not giving up. Thank you for dinner. Is this dinner? Thank you for dinner.
No, it's dessert.
Thank you for dessert.
It's one of those illusion desserts.
Oh man, I love illusion desserts. Like they've got the thing that doesn't look like a cake. Yeah, sorry. Can I just say, you haven't been present, of course, but I have been just straining getting through this game, right?
You're gonna need to take a break.
And so you coming
because
down,
you're losing your voice.
You're coming down and just being like, "Oh my God, you're still playing this game," was just perfect.
Okay, stream. He needs to work a half day tomorrow. Are you all okay with that?
Yeah, are you still playing that game? That's such a thing. Thank you, Gonmon, for the sub. Very much appreciate you.
Look, you're losing your voice. You're taking a half day tomorrow.
I'm losing my voice because this game's killing me. And Gonmon, if you want to put that towards up to 3 future streams, please let me know.
See? Look, there's literally no one in that. It's still going. It's still going.
Found one. Easy as a needle in the stack.
Blade, Torvald.
Hope those powers you're getting to overinflate you.
Whatever.
Got enough eagles in
You should bring up that lug of a thing later.
Okay.
We used to call it the cube.
The cube, yeah.
Yeah. And then you bought this monstrosity.
Yeah, this is the nuclear submarine. So if you want to prep, we can do that tonight.
Okay.
I will need your so get yourself basically ready.
I don't know what ready looks like.
Well, no, because
we have to do computer surgery.
And there's a very good chance that it will not work plug and play because it'll be like, I got everything's changed hardware wise.
Yeah.
But it might actually work plug and play. So I'm going to need your hard drive is the biggest thing. That's heavier than it looks. Okay. I'll bring up the rest of the parts later. I know you're strong. I was just warning you. It is. It is heavier than it looks. That's why I warned you. Thank you, Papa Deeks. I'll eat my dinner. I will put it towards Cashel Gladio. Thank you for being part of the show, Cashel Gladio. I will not put that towards Oblivion. I'm not going to waste the time. I'm way behind on my schedule right now. Not to sound too whatever. Some of you are probably aware of the fact I have actually been, there have been days in the last week where I've only streamed for like 4 hours because I have been taking breaks. Hell, I took one today. I cut off an hour early just to be able to get a nap in, and I started an hour late. I'm down 2 hours today. I have been taking breaks. I have been recouping. So I've already made this game take longer than it is, and that's on my fault. And we're going to finish the goddamn game. We're going to finish the game. Thank you, Papa Neeks. This up. I will put that towards contradiction, the doom block, while we're within. Reminder casually, you can put that towards 3 things.
Been washing red here.
More breaks.
Hey, you might want this.
That is very hot. No, wait, actually, I just realized I'm stupid. Would I rather play this or Kingsfield 4? Define play. I know that sounds strange. But because remember, we cheated in Kingsfield 4. We cheated in Kingsfield 4 in 40 minutes. Which is a record for those of you who don't remember that. Oh, I actually like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a good game. I played No Man's Sky on stream a few days ago. Star Wars Outlaws. Star Trek Insurgents. Lords of Magic SE. Thank you very, very much, Pancakes. Ross. Everyone's just bombing me right now. That's going towards Ruby. Up. Star Trek Resurgence. And one shot. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, no. A funny thing. No Man's Sky is actually a really good game right now. It just got its last major update, either this week or last week. I've kind of lost my timeline, but very, very recently. And it's like a really good game. I highly recommend it. I look forward to doing a co-op playthrough in the future in my co-op group. And yeah, it's awesome. I heap praise upon it. They have absolutely turned that game around. It's great. So what is the best aspect of this game that does not suck? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with shipbuilding. Oh, sorry. I was thinking gameplay-wise. Sorry. Story-wise, yeah, it's the doodads. I'm not sure, Evo. Oh, there's plenty of issues with the shipbuilding. I actually named several this morning. It's still the best part of the game. This is good. Chicken pot pie. Someone asked if I would veto DLCs for this. No. We do actually give negatives to DLC for how they launch. It's a rare exception to the we review things in current state rule. And it's really, if I'm being honest with myself, it's more of a principle point than an objective point. But yes, we actually have an entire category for launch status. For example, Diablo 3 got, what was it, 14 negatives at the very beginning of the game for the way it launched. It was really bad. Still one of the best games I've ever reviewed. But man, that game sucked at launch. Really, really badly. No, Mr. Red. This game actually had a pretty solid launch. Go figure. And yes, FF14 got a few. WoW will get a couple when we get there. Papa Neeks asked a fascinating question. Does this game get any positives from mod support? No. This game, in the state in which we're reviewing it, gets no positives from mod support.
Evacuated fast.
Think about that for a second. That's a good question, Sub-Zero. Probably. Oh no, there's plenty of mods for this game. Every time people say that mods quit the game, I just kind of raise an eyebrow at like, yes, there are a few modders and mod teams who walked away from the game. And that's valid. But there are lots of mods and modding happening for this game, with absolutely no support. There's no dev kit, there's no launch ability, there's no ease of use, ease of connecting. Yeah, Cyberpunk also got launch negatives while we're on the subject. I mean, that sounds cool to me, Darkrai. Maybe I'm the weirdo there, I don't know. I guess it just wants me to go outside. Alright, let's just go outside. Screw it. Okay.
Engine spin-up time almost complete. Total time 5 minutes 22 seconds. Right on schedule.
How are the helium-3 valves holding, Nova?
We double-checked the leakage concerns this morning before the launch. All signs green.
Any changes to the calculation sequence from Voltaire?
No changes since we uploaded the last figures yesterday. It's a clean shot from here to Jupiter.
One day the computer will be on board the spaceship. Just imagine that.
One miracle of science at a time, Canaveral. Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2.
There's that little
1.
sad dot.
Canaveral, are you reading?
All clear, Nova. Indicators look good. The ship should be cruising Jupiter's orbit right now. Visual confirmation will be possible in 32 minutes. Afraid the speed of light is on the slow side these days.
How does it feel to break the laws of physics, Canaveral?
We're all pretty excited down here in NASA, I won't lie.
Excited enough to tell me where you got the original data?
Not in a million years, Nova.
Yeah, by the way, there's Earth. The Expanse would probably fit this better than Star Trek. That's a good idea. No, it's not blue.
Hello, ship.
I think I kind of vibe where they're going with this.
Decorations, don't you think?
They've talked about Earth a couple of times. And I think we're about to find out the specifics of why Earth died. So what we know is the magnetosphere went away, and Earth, died. And, hundreds of millions, if not billions of people died. Yeah, so that's Earth. In fact, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? It's actually kind of hard to tell. I think Australia's like right over here or something. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. Let's go to the one landable thing. So yeah, rock, gravity 1, temperature cold, atmosphere thin CO2. No magnetosphere, no fauna, no flora. Bunch of chlorine. In fact, there's water. Wait, there's water. Lead, chlorine, chlorosolananes, and mercury. Yeah, no, that's kind of horrifying. Honestly. Let's go to Canaveral here. Well, here's Earth. I mean, it has been, what, 300 years since this happened? It's been a minute. And because they didn't design any of the other buildings, O40. I don't want to sound negative, but yeah, this looks like any other planet in the game. If you didn't tell me this was Earth, I couldn't tell. Which, honestly... Like, I'm not sure there's really a good way around that. Other than, like, having honest-to-God city ruins down here. And at that point, it really is just Fallout, isn't it? There's some other monuments. How many? How many buildings are on Earth? No, I mean in the game, not in real life. Seven.
I bet that elevator shaft will take us deeper inside NASA. Might need to work through some rubble.
I hate to make this point, but I don't think... There's something I say very, very frequently. For any project, whether you're making work of fiction, or whether you're doing an engineering thing, or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're working on a project and you cannot do what you want to do properly, don't.
How terrible it must have been for them to watch others escape while they realized it was over.
I'm dead serious about that. That's real advice that I actually give. If you cannot accomplish what you want to the way you want to, then you're going to waste time and effort and resources failing at the task. You know, project design of any type, whether you're building a garden, or whether you're building a model, or whether you're doing a painting, or whether you're designing a program, doesn't matter, right? If you cannot do it properly, don't. So, Evo, shush. So, I don't think it's feasible for them to showcase the devastation of Earth and let you land on it properly. I don't think that's possible. The amount of time and effort and work that would take, and I can picture in my head, would be mind-boggling. Now, that'd be really cool if they pulled it off, and I bet they even wanted to do that. But the amount of time and effort that would take is just insane. So don't. In other words, don't let us land on Earth. Restrict it. Whether because of bull crap or because of radiation, or just don't even allow us to do it from the menu. You cannot land on Earth. You can look at it from orbit. That's pretty messed up. Right? Like, looking at this place from orbit was just, oh my god. And the moment we land, all that impact's gone. Just restrict the landing. Don't do it at all. And I honestly think this will be improved. And just put this building we're doing on right here, just put this back on the moon. Because this is honestly a horrifying concept. Ooh. Not the death I'm about to experience. Okay, here we go. I'm climbing scaffolding in an BRPG.
Jetpacks all of a sudden.
That does sound like a no-win scenario, Inamisha. I can't argue that. In that case, maybe straight up shatter the Earth, like several people in chat have said, right? Turn it into an asteroid, shred the planet. So you cannot land. It's still there, and you can still fly through it. Yeah, Alderaan it, exactly. And that might actually be a best of both worlds thing, right? That way, we can go to Earth, and they don't have to spend months upon months designing a broken wasteland, which, you know, people are going to go through once. Okay, so let's not screw up the jump this time. Ah, dang it. Okay. So, I'm sorry. I find this vaguely amusing. There's a light. There's a light right there. There's a lot of lights. They're all on. It's been a couple centuries. All the lights are on. But the elevator has no power. Anyways, yes, you can go to Mars. In fact, we had several extensive quest chains out there. One might say too many quest chains out there. Oh god, so many quest chains. I guess my point, Trinifor, and I don't mean to niggle, is there should be no power here at all. I don't mind turning on the power. I mind the fact that the power is on. We just
preparation area. I can't imagine how tense and chaotic it must have been.
Hey, look. This OS from... I'm sorry. Let's actually look up the real timeline here, because I keep saying 3 centuries. Let's look this up really quick. Two, 2330. Could someone write that down, please, really quick? There it is. So it's actually been a lot less time than I thought. This is actually my fault. No, it's not. It's the game's fault. But I assumed Earth was destroyed, and that's one of the reasons why they, like, you know, dandelioned out into space. It turns out that, no, they dandelioned out into space 200 years before Earth was destroyed. That's interesting. In fact, the Nerion War between the Freestar and the UC actually predates the Earth being destroyed by about a decade. And if you're paying attention, yes, that means during the war, because the war was a 20-year war, is when Earth was destroyed. Anyways, so yeah, it's actually only been 127 years since the Earth was destroyed. But still, they're using the same OS photo from 127 years ago, which frankly still makes my point for me.
Station log. Dr. Judith Tatienne. The recent delivery from Mars is unsettling. I was expecting rock samples or maybe fossils of microbial life. Instead, Dr. Victor Isa comes with 2 members of the military. Everything they've brought back is under wraps. What could a theoretical physicist need with a sample from Mars?
You know, actually, hang on. I'm going to jump in here for just a moment. You know, one small change I would make to this narrative, to the setting, that I think would make this substantially more horrifying? So, or maybe not horrifying, but like, just tie things together. So, the colonies go out, they do their thing, and the Nerian War starts. And then the Earth is destroyed. Have that have a consequence. Have that be the cause of the end of the war. Like Loke just mentioned, picture the idea of people off fighting and dying off in the colony worlds, and then getting the news that Earth is gone, and that they only evacuated X people. Think about how many people would immediately have the first thought of, did person I know get on the evacuation ships? The war would probably halt whether the leaders wanted it to or not, right? That level and scale of an event would just be a ripple through the species, through the minds of the individual soldiers down on the front actually doing the fighting. So that would be a cool way to tie these events in. And then the colonies are like, oh my God. And maybe the reason the UC and the Freestar are on much better terms and have been since then and much more willing to work together is because they recognize that they literally are at the point where their species is a little bit more threatened than it used to be, right? Like, we're not in an extinction level, but at the same time, we just lost like 99% of our species. So, you know, maybe chill a little. And that's a good idea, Darkray. And there's this one warlord who kind of leads into becoming the spacers. But yeah, no, exactly, Inamisha. This would be like an immediate Christmas truce. Oh my God. We need to get word. I need to get word. I need to go back. The general's like, what are you doing? No, I need to go back. And we could tie this into everything. This could be the central pillar of the setting. I talk so much about that concept. how a lot of settings need a strong central narrative pillar for other narrative beats to rotate around, to act, to have as a tying together factor. I'm great with my words today. And having the destruction of Earth be that thing would work brilliantly. You'll notice how it's barely mattered for most of the game. I mean, there's so many individual things we could tie this into, for that matter. I'm actually shocked. One of the things I've noticed, check this out. In Oblivion, life is cheap. I've talked about this before. And it's not just from a gameplay perspective. That's kind of how the setting works, right? That's kind of how the world and the lore works. I talked about this during the Elder Scrolls lore run and during the Oblivion review series as well. Life is cheap in Cyrodiil, and so people just don't really care as much when people die, right? It's just kind of normal. It's a hostile setting. Flip that with Starfield. Make a death a huge deal. Make cultural norms built into the setting for the last century, 127 years, remember, designed around the idea of trying to avoid death at any cost. We can see this impact on birthdays. We can see this impact on medical care. We can see this impact on conflict, on weapon design, on armor design, on ship design. We could really stretch this and have this be a nonstop atmosphere, a vibe, if you will, or a tone that's just there through the whole work. We could make a game where you just kind of don't kill people as a normal practice, because nobody just runs around killing people, except for like the truly deranged and the awful. And yeah, the Terramorphs would be even more important here. They are an existential threat. They kill people. And yeah, Sarah's death, or whoever ends up dying there, would be a huge deal because it was a death. And you already get where I was going with that, Lord Herma. And that's how the Starborn become our acceptable targets. We could still have our acceptable targets because the Starborn are outside of all this. They don't care. In some of their settings, Earth isn't even destroyed. And they don't give a damn about this particular universe. And they just don't follow the normal rules. They weren't born into this setting. They weren't grown up in this setting. So they just do whatever, right? Good, bad, in between. And so now we can play with that because we've established this massive norm, and we could smash that norm in the same thing. Exactly, Loke. Hell's bells. You could have entire quest chains about the idea of just preserving information, of memorializing, of status. You remember frickin' Ve Victus, who was willing to kill, he was willing to make hard choices, who was willing to play cold calculus. Instead of making him a Saturday morning cartoon villain, make him someone who is willing to play cold calculus, someone who is looking at conflict as if it is a math program. And that's why everyone shoved him into the corner, because that was so insane to everybody. The idea of someone who was willing to mathematically trade lives for victories was just wrong. Like on such a cultural level to these people. And yeah, and this is why everyone damns him and damns the people who are clones of him, because they're scared, or at least there's the bias there, that they might turn out just like him. We could still have a second war between the colonies, but have it be like I don't even know what to call it. Like, not what we would usually call war. Yeah, a slap fight, right? We have a legitimate grievance. Nobody actually wants to fight each other. Nobody actually wants to kill anybody. Yeah, everything stays on stun. Or they fight wars extensively with drones, or whatever. Like, there's so many directions we can take this in. Yeah, exactly, Andy. They pull out their freaking Game Boys. I'm sorry. They could do so much with this. And I know they haven't because I've already played the rest of the game. Remember, this is what, the third to last quest in the game at this point? Yeah. Oh, you know, another thing they could do. This doesn't need to be overt, but they could do little tidbits of world building by essentially emphasizing how good their genetic technology has gotten. Because it had to, because they were having issues with genetic diversity. Because they didn't exactly select a perfect sample size of people who survived. And so they had to get better about the genetic tech now, right? Earlier, Barrett mentioned having, alternate Barrett, mentioned having a daughter with his husband. But imagine that that's actually a biological daughter. This is something that's actually been theorized in real life. Imagine if she really is their biological child. Because that's the level of genetic engineering they've gotten to, because they had to keep the species alive, right? Yeah, exactly. They grow people, or can grow people. It's probably even encouraged. You could make that a talking point. You could have some people be we could come up with a term, maybe even make it a slur for people who are natural born. You know, it's, it doesn't even have to be a big thing. Don't need to smack the player in the face with it. But like, imagine if during the Ryujin chain, we find out that Imogene, who was our initial handler, was actually a natural born, right? And as we're talking with Ularu, the actual trader, she mentions that one of the reasons that she chose Imogene to blame her, to pin everything on her, was she couldn't stand the idea of there being a natural born at Ryujin. Just little things like that. Just little bits of flavor. I actually was thinking about freeborns, but I kind of didn't want to, plagiarize. It is pro-eugenics. By necessity, Sub-Zero. Although I guess, I don't know if that counts as eugenics at that point, but it's whatever. I weep. Zeiss, do me a favor. Go rewatch like the last 10 minutes. Because we just came up with some really awesome ideas to rewrite this setting. That will never happen. Okay.
Station log. Dr. Judith Tatian. I've been trying to cozy up to Dr. Victor, to see what is going on. His team has completely commandeered one of the labs with those 2 military handlers, checking who comes in and out. I joked that maybe he found a little gray man and was doing an autopsy, and he grew very pale. 2 days later, he sends me a request asking for more information on my background in material science, metallurgical engineering. Oh, we have a meeting tomorrow. I think I'm being invited into the lab. Station log. Dr. Judith Tatian. I have never been so nervous since I defended my dissertation. 4 hours talking to Victor and his team about theoretical metals, atomic bonding, even a half-hour divergence into magnetism that I'm pretty sure was to throw me off the trail of what we were actually talking about. Then, I got to see the lab. I don't know how much I should say, but the periodic table just got thrown out the window.
Looks like a structural collapse of the underlying strata. Typical of karst topography. They had a museum, but this whole place is a museum now. Looks like an exit at the end of the hall.
See, I understand that, Sub-Zero. In fact, I even appreciate it. To be clear, I'm not particularly pro-eugenics. And that's all gross and horrible. What you're saying is basically that it touches on a topic that you don't like being touched on, which I understand completely. I have quite a few topics like that. Stuff that I pretty much refuse to put into my fiction. Because I don't want it, right? I don't want to touch it. Okay, why isn't this voice acted? In a game with gabrillions of pounds of voice acting, why are these not voice acted? Or just text on the screen? Why is this a weird, crude pop-up? Earlier they kept mentioning Canaveral, but this doesn't necessarily have to be Canaveral, although that is what I assumed.
I just don't understand where these calculations came from.
There's something wrong with the math? I think it's quite straightforward.
That's not what I'm asking. We've had no success extracting even a sample of material from the object. No explanation for the gravitational effects, no motion graph to explain its harmonic frequencies. I can't even establish a melting point.
Judith.
But you've had me building these prototype colliders for months. And now you want me to pump helium-3 into it based on this equation you've written on a goddamn napkin?
I just need you to trust me.
I have been trusting you. We keep slamming our heads against a brick wall, getting nothing. And you keep coming up with something new to try. Like, you know what's going to happen. Where are you getting your information, Victor?
I'm sorry, Judith. Look, not here, okay? Somewhere off base. I'll tell you everything. But I'm not lying, okay? We're going to discover something important here. I promise.
By the way, these lights are still working despite being encased in Earth. I'm not even mad. I wish my lights were that reliable. I also appreciate how there's no enemies in here. Oh no, I'll already tell you what happened.
Like this across the globe, scientists figured out how to save our species. These are the heroes.
It's really obvious. He got the information from a Starborn. Probably another version of himself, if I were to guess. Oh my god, the research lab still works.
The final days of humanity on Earth must have been a special sort of hell for hopeful scientists.
They have Digipics. Yeah, we'll finish tomorrow. I could probably push to finish tonight, but I don't want to do that, and we still need to do the audit. And for a game this big, that's going to be a big audit. I don't particularly want to rush that. Hey, Calamitive. Love the name. Yeah, we've... whoops, I didn't mean to pick that up. We've been here for, what, a week and a half now? Something like that. That's really good resistances. Holy crap. I might actually equip that. Yeah, the audit alone could be a solid hour to make sure we're thorough about it. And you know me, I like to be thorough. Well, I may be the first, Pancakes. At the very least, I'm definitely the first reviewer to actually finish the game. Or at least to be thorough about it. Forgive me for being elitist for 5 seconds, but I guarantee you, with total certainty, that most reviewers did not play as much of this game as I have played.
I am opening fire.
What? And of course they're level scaled. So naturally, you know,
Massive.
130-year-old robots.
No problem.
Oh my god. You know, I literally just praised this game for having the correct decision to not have combat in this section. Because, you know, it would have diminished the tone and horror of the sequence. I guess I spoke early. I mean, we're underground right now. It's rare that I recommend this, but if the flashlight was better, it might be better if there was literally no light source down here at all. Other than this, other than the flashlight. So all you see is what you could pick up with the flashlight.
Well, look at that. Vasco definitely takes after this side of the family.
Really? What do we got?
And now, let's see what's in there. Imagine if they hadn't been able to convince people to invest this much. I wonder if humanity would still be here.
You know what the most horrifying thought for me is of the idea of Earth dying, but kind of slowly, so they have time to evacuate? It's not getting all the people off. Like, if they really, 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 really booked it, ships grabbing people, taking off to a place, and then coming back for new people, is the kind of thing that could be a freaking conga line. We have proven in real life that we can be extraordinarily ingenious when it comes to solving those kinds of engineering problems. The Berlin airlift, you know? But no, the thought that horrifies me is, where are they going? So I fully believe that we could get a lot of people off the planet in the last year or 2 or 3 or 8 or whatever it was. But where is going to have enough room for them all? Especially given how many of the planets up there do not have breathable atmospheres. So imagine just slowly dumping people off on Geminus, for example. And they're like, all right, move out, move out, move out, move out, move out. And just this a slowly growing throng of hundreds and then thousands and then millions of people who have absolutely nowhere to go. There's no food, there's no water, there's no homes. Just because, again, the goal was just getting people off Earth as quickly as possible, to get as many people off Earth as quickly as possible.
Project Log, Dr. Victor Isa. We turned on the prototype today. The gravitational field around it began to fold as we long suspected. Complete reversal of gravitational pull was observed on dozens of loose objects around the lab. I'm setting up a meeting with the directors to propose a larger test. The prototype proves we don't need the original anymore, but further work is going to have to take place in space. Somewhere with abundant helium-3 and with a civilian partner. Someone with access to large-scale manufacturing resources and computational equipment. Engineering gravitational folds pulling the far side of the solar system closer to us? It's all going to be possible.
Project Log, Dr. Judith Tatian. I watched the gravjet tests from the moon today. It was the first time we were able to talk to the team at Nova Galactic directly. So many things were under wraps before, but now everyone wants all the publicity they can get. I'm already seeing proposals for manufacturing androids of
The artifact isn't far now.
expeditions to Alpha
But
Centauri
look at
and
all
beyond.
this stuff. Simply astounding.
Overwhelming and worrying. It could take years, decades, before we know what all these side effects of operating a grav drive can be. But no one wants to hear that right now. Like a bunch of pioneers racing towards the edges of the frontier without knowing about the grizzly bears in the mountains.
62 years before the destruction of Earth, by the way, on the timeline there. Oh, hey! Zero G. Very suddenly. No, actually, ironically, so far my estimate's pretty much dead on, Blade to All. Which is sort of sad, but it's still true. I don't know what that sound is, but I'm pretty sure I'm never going to have children now. Yes, that is correct, Bladeball. Go figure. I will freely admit, of all the things about this game, the only thing that surprised me lengthwise is the secondary quest, which is why we ended up axing that. Well, one of the reasons. Oh my god. Honestly, ditto, Trinivore. And even that system has many connecting threads which are badly designed, which is a damn shame. Did you catch that, by the way? Watch the objects out there. Now, I'm only a little upset about this, but what this means is that the game is calculating the state of gravity as a universal constant rather than a regional one. The moment we walk in here, gravity reasserts itself for everything in the room, even though us going into the room is going into a place where there's gravity, and well, you get it. Just a minor point. I'm just commenting on it. Here, in case you couldn't see it, I can actually demonstrate this really quickly. You'll have to explain to me how that's intentional, Trinivore. Because, like, that would mean the gravity is being altered by us. Here, just to demonstrate. So I'm going to toss that into the room. It's going to float into the room. It's going to just be like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da until I enter the room, at which point gravity reasserts itself on both me and it. In case you didn't see it earlier. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it's almost funny. I should be praising the game for somehow managing to make, zero G work in the creation engine. However, this just kind of goes back to that point that everyone has been bringing up for the better part of a decade. Maybe we should move on from the creation engine at this point. I could see that, Trinivore. In that case, it's just, the way they designed their triggers is rather linear and repeatable. What they probably should have done if they wanted to go that way with it is they should have probably made it so that once you go into the room and the gravity turns back on, if you go back out of the room, the gravity stays on because, it's randomly turned back on. That's also good armor. Not that I know of, Sice. Don't quote me on that, though. I mean, either way, the whole thing smacks of compromise, Trinivore. It's just curious which exact extreme solar radiation, which exact variety of compromise we're talking here. This guy has chicken on him that I can eat. I just want you to be aware of that. So these three are all 2149. Oh, exactly, Julito. I sincerely doubt they could have made that work, especially in the creation engine. Again, to be clear, 2203 is when the Earth was actually destroyed. Okay.
I never actually got to visit your labs back when we were working on the
seems like ancient history now. Only thing we're doing these days is launching weather satellites.
Guess this is as good a retirement as any. Now, Project Demeter, you want our help manufacturing scanners to better track these new meteorological patterns we're seeing.
Our guess is that the poles might be naturally shifting, causing some gravitational fluctuations that are throwing off our old models.
Why do you need the scanning tolerances to be so small? What are you trying to find?
I just want to be sure. It's not like we're doing much these days anyway. The glory days are over. Why not give ourselves a challenge before they write us off in the history books?
Correct, Henson. 3 quests from the end is when we finally get the reveal of what's going on with Earth. Oh, yeah. And can I complain about that briefly? I apologize. I understand logically that it's possible to put a big reveal moment towards the end of a work and have that work. It's rare because it's harder to pull off. If you put the big reveal right at the end, it better be extremely well executed and very well foreshadowed in such a way that either the audience can figure it out ahead of time and feel clever for doing so without it being too easy to figure out so the audience feels stupid, or it needs to be done so quietly that it just reframes the entire rest of the work. And both things I just mentioned are actually really hard to do. If I might be bold, I don't like them anyways. Like, that's just not my preference. That's not something I enjoy. What I prefer is if the big reveal moment happens more at like the 2/3 mark. Let the rest of the game or book or show or movie really digest that. Give us time to really process what happened and why and the significance thereof. Now, Ina Michelle makes out a good point. Is this really a big reveal? I mean, they're kind of treating it as one, but that is admittedly a valid question to ask. Debatable. This certainly, I don't know, this feels like a bigger reveal than the whole thing about the Starbound, but maybe I'm just biased there because, well, this is a lot more interesting than that. I'm just bringing up the fact that the game, regardless of whether this is a big reveal or not, the game is expositing to us the specifics of what happened to Earth in one of the last missions of the game. And that's just weird. Like we could get into the weeds on this. We could really dissect the significance of this, the impact on the setting, plot relevance, significance to the actual MSQ, blah, 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 blah. But this is weird. And yeah, as has already been pointed out in chat by both Geludo and Blaterval, nobody cares about Earth. Remember that whole hypothetical I came up with? And by I mean we. I apologize, I don't mean to take all the credit there. That we came up with the idea that losing Earth was a huge sea change and the main structural setting point for the entire setting, the one thing that tied everything else together, the one central pillar. That is not what that is in this game. Earth is so irrelevant to everything that it's not. This is not a joke. I've actually had several people, when they mention dead Earth, be like, "Wait, what?" Like I've had viewers react weirdly to it because of how absolutely blasé everyone is about Earth. Yeah, it was mentioned in the intro. People didn't even believe in Earth. It's right over there. It was 127 years ago. Now, I know that I talk a lot about how long a period of time it is, but at the same time, that's not how long ago. That's like, what, 1893 in real life terms? It's just weird how much this doesn't matter. Oh God, I am not reading that out loud. Okay, I guess I'll read that out loud. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a colony on Mars, a regular, full fleshed out, one of the biggest cities in the game colony on Mars. Mars! Also, yeah, Mars was colonized before Earth was destroyed. All right, let me get some water. In fact, actually, let me take a moment. Let me take a moment. Give me just 1 second. I mean, it better be, Yura. It's one of its best selling points. It's not the story. It's certainly not the gameplay. So the reason I didn't answer your question, Darkrai, is the original idea was that Earth was lost in the extant for like 23 years, I want to say. It was an exact number, but, you know, about a generation. And the first guy who raised a stink about it and said we should go find Earth succeeded immediately because it wasn't super lost. And once he did, he was extremely disappointed by the fact that there was like no big conspiracy and no anything. Instead, what he found was a dead world. Oh God, Kira Whiteness. Having said that, I've been seriously reconsidering the nitty-gritty specifics of that in place of the extant. And that's all I'm going to say about the round because I haven't landed yet on that. I haven't decided where I'm going to go with that yet. I will admit the destruction of Earth in the extant is actually a fairly major setting point. It kind of launches most of the setting, historically speaking. And so the idea of undoing that is something I'm probably not going to do. But like I said, I need to massage the particulars a bit more. As requested, the astrophysics research team has done a full analysis of the data you provided us. The measurements of the Earth's magnetosphere show clear signs of fluctuation, often in the correlation to periods of frequent and large gravity wave spikes emanating from the moon. These gravity waves seem to be affecting the magnetic shield provided by the Earth's inner core, and may be affecting the core itself given the proximity to the source. The data indicates the change rate is increasing exponentially. As our magnetosphere fails, its ability to protect us from the sun's solar wind falters. Beyond the devastating effects of solar radiation, this will lead to something more dire, the sputtering or stripping away of our atmosphere. This has happened before, to Mars, a planet studied since the earliest days of space, to see into Earth's possible future. We are afraid this future may be closer than we ever thought imaginable. Some may view this data as normal, but there have been historical fluctuations and polarity changes of the Earth's core. But this is orders of magnitude greater. We see echoes of previous generations' debates over global warming, and we want the science here to be clear. Like waves in the ocean, these gravity waves rise and eventually crash on the shore like Earth, with devastating consequences.
I know what I'm seeing, Victor. The data coming back from the satellites is very clear. It's the grav drives.
All those jumps from the moon. At this rate, Earth's atmosphere is going to start sputtering out into space.
Can the drives be fixed?
I'm working on some designs that should discreetly solve the problem, under the guise of an emergency update to the fueling pumps.
We're talking about the end of Earth. and you're trying to be subtle about it.
Judith, the last thing we need is people losing faith in grav drive technology. That might be our only option.
To what? Are you seriously saying we should abandon Earth?
The timeline is under 50 years. A blink of an eye for a planet, but more than enough time for a human exodus.
And what do we tell people?
We say it's an act of God, one that science has found a solution for. Time for humanity to take its place in the stars.
You knew, didn't you? You lied to me. All this time, I dedicated my life to this discovery, Victor. And you knew we were going to kill off our planet?
You haven't seen the future I've seen. There's an infinite expanse of promise out there. A meteor could hit Earth, a plague, another world war. Colonizing other galaxies secures humanity's future for all coming generations, across all time.
At the expense of our home.
Stop it, both of you. All that matters is building enough ships to get everyone off this planet. And we need to start now.
I'll draft up a statement. We'll need to address the entire international community. I'm sorry, Judith.
There isn't a planet in this universe that will be far enough away from you, Victor. We are never speaking again after this is over.
Then we skip forward 11 years.
My name is Dr. Victor Isa. And if you're listening to this, then you probably already know the truth. I was young when I first headed the retrieval team of an odd gravitational anomaly on Mars. But I kept what really happened that day hidden from everyone except one other person. Even she didn't believe me at first. But I have no reason to lie to anyone now, so I hope you'll accept this confession, whoever you are. When I touched the anomaly, I experienced 12 days of lost time. I met myself. He told me everything that has since come true.
Told you.
The grav drive equations, the tests on the moon, Earth's atmosphere sputtering away because of what we had done. But he also told me about a city thriving on a planet orbiting a distant star. Human culture, art, music, lifestyles evolving and shining brightly across all of space. What price would I be willing to pay for that future? Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe Judith was right and I'm just a coward who wants to believe his mistakes were justified. But everyone has forgotten about the real origins of the grav drive, this artifact from Mars. I hope you make better use of it than I did.
The artifact. Very, 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 very simply. The artifact. Now, hang on. So what about the grav drive got rid of the magnetosphere? And why hasn't it been doing that to... Oh, okay, I must have missed that. I'm sorry, Inamisha. Never mind. Never mind. Apparently they fixed the issue. I honestly missed that. I'll admit that. Yeah, they patched the engine.
What? So it wasn't just a fluke? A terrible but inevitable disaster? The grav drives? How did we not realize?
They just wrapped some duct tape around the drive and started fucking. That would actually be really funny. That's an interesting question. What happens if someone decides to try and use a non-up-to-date grav drive? Like, not that there's a lot of reason to, obviously, but, like, you know, people get desperate, or people get weird, or people get experimental. What happens if you know, Geminus, or Jemison, or whatever it is, Alpha Centauri, loses its magnetosphere? Yeah, I was going to say, this is something that could effortlessly be weaponized. You know, one of the things I like most about the Genesis device? Hear me out. I'm going somewhere with this. The Genesis device is pure goddamned magic. It is bonkers and it is stupid. Yet, one of the things they did is not only did they use it very consistently, but they used it very precisely as a both thematic and narrative tool within the confines of the story. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I'm already willing to suspend my disbelief. A lot of people accuse me of not being willing to suspend my disbelief, of demanding that everything all equates to real-life existence in my fiction, and that is extremely not true.
Constellation, we've arrived on the surface of Earth. We need to discuss what you found.
And it looks like other Starborn got here before us. So, you might have company.
How are you talking to me right now? Whatever. But no, yeah, I don't mind unrealistic. I mind inconsistent. But I also mind not putting the work and effort into making it work. Again, I use Genesis as a specific example because Genesis is goddamned magic. It is bonkers how insanely unlikely and unrealistic Genesis is. But it works. It works very, very well for how they used it. And they used it very consistently. Now here's a horrible thought. What if the grav drives were still causing issues with magnetospheres? Maybe it's not to the same extent. You know, every planet's different. Different cores, right? Maybe it's not going to be as fast. Maybe no one's even checking to look for it. So people aren't even noticing it. Maybe people are checking and notice it and don't care. Or are deliberately reducing knowledge of the information because the society relies on FTL.
The artifacts. Enough! We are the worthy. Your dreams have just come true. You have...
What if there's a push to try and essentially adjust the lifestyle of human beings to more planets like Mars? To be able to survive in a galaxy that they're essentially destroying with their FTL tech. What if there are paradise worlds or paradise systems where you're not allowed to FTL, slow drives only, and there are people who go out of their way to maintain that as harshly as they can, as a way to try and ensure that those planets maintain their magnetospheres and thus their human livability? All of these are ways they could take this idea and run with it. And ultimately, and I apologize for making this point yet again, that is my problem with this, is the game has done absolutely nothing with this plot point. It's a cool plot point. It's an interesting concept. We invented FTL, oh, and it destroyed Earth. Okay, you have got my attention. Absolutely. But it doesn't matter. And that's just weird. I really legitimately wonder if nobody at... Yeah, it's a great writing prompt, I agree. I legitimately wonder if nobody at Bethesda cared. Like, if nobody found it to be interesting enough to bother to develop. That would make this into a big reveal moment, too. If we find out here, you know, FTL is wrecking stuff and nobody else is aware of it, then it's like, oh my God, every time we jump, we're causing long-term permanent damage to habitable planets. Yeah, exactly. Now it's our job to either tell everyone else or not, or maybe a couple of in-betweeny options, right?
Wish granted.
Oh God, don't even remind me of that stupid Warp 5 thing. Speaking of underthought, that stupid Warp 5 thing was a huge example of underthought.
Bad choice.
Hated that crap. Even the writers admitted they didn't think that one out at all. It's why they got rid of it after 2 episodes.
Embrace death.
That's very true of Von Falkenstein.
Oh, I love this part.
Yeah, grav drives could actually become the new nukes. And just like nukes in real life, there would probably be entire governmental and regulatory bodies built up to try and govern the usage of grav drives. To try and limit the damage they can do. That's another thing. So technology works very much in counterspell concept, which I know I'm saying that terribly. I'm sorry, give me a second. Technology in real life, but also in fiction, tends to work on counterspell, right? I know I'm saying that wrong. Just bear with me. We invent something, and then we invent something to counteract that something. Then we invent something to counteract the counteraction, and we just go back and forth for a while. I myself, when I was designing the Mega Man setting for my own works in Mega Man, had a whole thing about that when it came to armor versus weapons. You know, we get better armor, and then we get better weapons, and then we get better shields, and then we get better shield penetrators, and blah, blah, blah. So anti-grav drives, anti-grav fields is the kind of thing I can effortlessly see being the kind of thing that gets put into the setting, right? That they start inventing the ability to just prevent gravity drives in an area. And of course, there would be people who would use and abuse that, right? Interdictors, put very, very simply. But then, that is a way you could establish an area that is just plain old. Nope. No grav driving within, X range of a habitable and M-class planet. Maybe one of the things Ve Victus was suggesting was launching an attack on those interdiction spheres around Aquila, and then knocking them out, and then knocking out the magnetosphere of the planet, or threatening to, under penalty of forcing them to surrender. And that was like a line too far for people. Like, I'm sorry, what? And that ended up with him being tried as a war criminal. Yeah, I could see, non-magnetosphere planets, I forget what that terminology is for that, being designated as, hub worlds. Transit hubs, right? Jump all you want, nobody cares. Doesn't do anything. Gravity reflection, that sounds terrifying. This feels like a choice. And I'm low on health.
understand now why I asked you to come here. The artifacts unlocked the secret of interstellar travel, at the cost of Earth.
An easy trade, honestly. Why have one world when you can have all the settled systems?
I mean, we lost our home, dude. How many people died in the destruction of Earth?
If Earth was a small price, I have to question your ability to assess value of any kind.
Assuming we weren't going to lose it anyway. War, disease, famine, all the classics.
Don't you see? The power of the artifact forced humanity to the stars. They didn't get to make a choice. How many would have chosen Earth? What gave Victor Isa the right to choose for them?
You see the hypocrisy in what the emissary is saying, right? They don't want to rob people of their free will, but then they steal the artifacts for themselves.
In the wrong hands, the power of the artifacts can make anyone a tyrant. That's why we watch over them. The only thing you're watching out for is yourself.
Is this it? Is this the choice right here? Yeah, by the way, we already had a long-standing colony on Mars before grav drives were even invented. Just saying. So, who would you vote for? You can choose the emissary, the hunter, or you could kill both of them. Hey, Danka. Oh, and I think Star Wars asked how old the setting is. This is set in the year 2330. I mean, both are wrong. Yeah, I noticed that. I will be back. That the game is pushing the emissary as the default option here. Yeah, you're both idiots.
Yes, perfect. All of that in a recursive loop forever. Thank you very much.
Don't be a fool. The emissary and I may have our differences, but you do not want to give us a common enemy.
For once, he's right. Don't do this. We can collect the final pieces together.
No, screw both of you and the horses you came in on.
Good choice. Of course, you realize they'll team up against us, but at least we're in charge of the path before us.
Well, look at that. The emissary just became my new best friend.
You've made your choice. When you're ready, the hunter and I will be at the buried temple. That's where we'll settle things.
Or...
Meaning, we'll kill you. But hey, at least we'll wait till you get there. Everyone deserves a shot at the final artifact.
You just... If you have that level of teleportation ability, then I have no chance against you. I was about to say, if the game let me attack their asses right here and now, that would actually be kind of cool. And I should have known better than to protect such a thing in this game, because this is Starfield. I like how the other ship is just like, nah, we're good.
I
have...
Show our stuff fast and get out of here. I'm anxious to see the stars again.
You know, I actually don't remember Braven. I, of course, didn't have a chance to watch it, because I never have a chance to watch it. Hang on. Remember, I just want you to understand how stupid this is. I need to go here. Well, I can't go here. It's too far. Okay, no problem. Let me go to the next nearest planet. And let me go to the next nearest. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, now we have to go to the next nearest, which is this one. This is literally what's happening. This is literally what is happening here. Nothing whatsoever is preventing me from just jumping to the actual planet I want to go to. Nothing. And yes, the Starborn are fighting.
Colonists here in distress.
Yeah, that's nice. Bye. Let me kill your magnetosphere really quick. The Starborn are fighting for the right to New Game Plus and get more shouts.
Well, you finally showed up.
Dude!
No more words. Let's settle this.
Can I don't suppose either of you... You know what? Screw both of you. Screw both of you!
What more could we ask for? More challenges.
Game? That was very strange. Oh, Jesus. Game! Game! What the hell? Okay, it literally took control away from me for a second there. So I had no engines, so I was a sitting duck. And they knocked out a lot of my crap. So that sucked. Oh, come on. No, over here. Okay, game, I really need you to start moving, please. There you go. Thank God I have a ridiculously overpowered shot, because otherwise I would be very screwed. I'm not sure, Darkrai. It could also just be bullcrap, because I had to dump all my engine power into my grav drive in order to get here. Well, I didn't have to, but I did to speed it up. And then when I got here, I was immediately locked into a fight before I could do anything. And then they shot me immediately from very close range. So it's possible they straight up knocked out my engines first thing, even when I dumped the power back into them. I'd have to watch the VOD to try and reverse engineer what actually happened. We good? Cool. I like the idea that the one weakness of the Starborn ships is bananas. Why do all the Starborn ships have the same... are the same ship? Why do they all have the same suit?
This kind of planet may seem inhospitable, but it's just ready for some real estate developer to come in here and turn the place into a classy resort.
Yes, von Falkenstein. And it was a good mission. Absolutely. Speaking of which. Honestly, I would say it's probably the second best mission in the game for me, von Falkenstein, but that's splitting hairs. Put simply, I agree with you. It was a solid mission. Does it really end, did he? That's, okay. Well, I'm down here now. My favorite is the first UC Vanguard mission.
Won't even scar.
We get joined up with the Vanguard. We're told it's going to be a nice, long thing. We have to do random little missions in order to help people out with the random little problems they have. I'm all set to go for, you know, idle side adventuring stuff. Fighters Guild, right? No problem. We go out to help people repair a stupid comm satellite. We show up, and everybody is dead. The lights are off, there's a storm going on, and there's blood and corpses all over the place. And I'm just like, what? We go forward a little bit, and we find out that something called a terramorph is nearby. One terramorph. And it's very well emphasized that that thing is above our pay grade. And sure enough, the thing is a monster to fight. However,
All yours.
the game actually goes out of its way to give us an in-gameplay option to even the scales, to punch above our weight class. It gives us the ability to run around turning on the local turrets in order to have them shoot the thing for us and drag it into the kill zones. That's cool story and gameplay wise. I should mention, we could also just kill the sucker if we're good enough. Yeah, that's a solid mission. That, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that is what I expect when it comes to mission design in a Bethesda game. That is what I think of when I think of a primary optional mission in a Bethesda game, something of that level of quality. They've done it many times before. And that is just a weird thing in Starfield, because it's one of only 2 missions that are really that solid in this game. Yeah, exactly, Colin. It proved that they still know what they're doing. At least once. At least the once. No, Yura. I like Fallout 3 much better. It makes me wonder. It does absolutely nothing. It makes me wonder. Did they do that mission early on in development or late? Because from what I understand of the game's development, which is admittedly a very flawed and incomplete picture, it would make more sense to me that that was one of the first missions they designed. And then, you know, and then they spun their wheels for 8 years. Yeah, it's getting hard to talk, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This game is slowly killing me. We will finish this game first shift tomorrow, Mr. Red. One way or the other. No, no. I want to get the other games over with first, and frankly, that's how the system works anyways. From what I understand, I'm going to need a recuperation from Iron Harvest and Total War anyways. I don't know anything about Age of Sigmar, so I don't know about that. $600,000 credits. We could buy a ship finally. So I'm sorry, we cannot afford the best ship. My bad. Especially since we literally can't afford... Oh, yeah, speaking of which. This is it. We're going to unlock the ability to regen. Yes. We can now regenerate, finally. Does it work? Okay, hang on. First, let's kill another guy 20 times. I like how this last mission is just kill a bunch of people, by the way. You know, Fallout 3 had a lot of issues, but you know what its last mission was? Kill a lot of people while escorted by a giant freaking death mech. You remember that? Because I do. It was buggy as hell, but it was awesome. That's how you vary up a kill-all mission. Liberty Prime is legit. Because I'm sorry, kill-all missions in just about any game is almost always going to be the most boring crap in that game. Yeah, no, Fallout 3 has a lot of flaws. And even its finale has a lot of flaws. But man, that last push on the water purification plant was honestly kind of awesome and is probably going to get a decent chunk of positives when we get there. I would be remiss if I did not mention the battle for the Hoover Dam in New Vegas. What, you mean in real life or in the game, Culver? You know, that's actually a really good question, Sub-Zero. I don't know. Surely they had already figured out how to include power armor in this engine, because they had already figured out how to include power armor in this engine. It was in Fallout 4. You know what? Actually, yeah. I'm one of those weirdos who actually rather liked the finale of Oblivion. The final mission. Then again, I appear to be in the minority in that I actually like the MSQ of Oblivion. And always have. I reaffirmed that for myself when I was going through for the review.
Oh, good!
The final charge through the Imperial City, while Mehrunes Dagon himself shows up. That's kind of awesome. And there's Daedra attacking everywhere. And there's... Excuse me. And we're desperately trying to push through it with our allies. And, yes! And Skyrim's final mission sucks. But let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Morrowind. The last dungeon is kind of normal, but the last encounter... It's not even a traditional boss fight, which makes sense for a game in the style and construction of Morrowind. Actually, I have done that. We finished the vanilla campaign, remember, Blade Troll? And yeah, I agree. That was actually pretty badass. Well, we don't talk about those, Plutonia. I will admit they're hit or miss. After all, you notice I haven't mentioned Skyrim, whose finale is absolute garbage, which is funny, because Skyrim has several things good about it. But you know what it absolutely sucks at? Intro and outro. Having said that, I agree with Dragonborn. Dragonborn just zigged where Skyrim vanilla sagged. So how many of these gauntlets are left, out of curiosity? Oh, I agree completely as Miristar. Mirak was a much more interesting villain, and let's be honest with ourselves, he's not even really the villain, he's just the person we can actually kill. Like, Hermaeus Mora was just perfection in that expansion. Okay, so there's an anomaly right there. So how many final gauntlets are left? Agreed, Asmira Star. Frankly, that's usually the case, isn't it? Who's the main villain of Oblivion, after all? Oh yeah, Mehrunes Dagon. Or Sheogorath. Well, you know. You could also argue that the main villain of Morrowind is Azura. An argument I have been making for literally about 20 years at this point. And yeah, Hermaeus Mora? Shh. Absolutely. Alduin is just a nothing burger there. Anyways, I noticed nobody's answering me. So, here's what we're going to do. No, it's cool. It's cool, Zeiss. It's cool. Let's save. We're 40 minutes over. I've got a lot of auditing to do. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to stop here. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do the preliminary audit off camera. No promises. I've been very tired lately. We'll go fight the last few bosses. We'll poke at New Game Plus. We'll give a last few negatives. I'll explain that when we get there. Trust me. And then we'll do the full audit, which is probably going to take a while. And then we're going to see something that, I don't know about you guys. I'm really, really curious how this is going to score. Because there's a lot of interesting factors into this game's score. And, yeah. So, see you guys.